If you know anything about me or my channel, it'll become apparent pretty quickly that I play a lot of Ark. I play so much Ark in fact that I think I can name almost any creature currently in the game just by seeing a picture of its foot. So after coming to this horrible realization, I've decided to challenge myself to install almost every mod that I can find that adds new creatures that fit into the vanilla playstyle. I hope. I really didn't look into any of these mods before actually installing them and recording this video. Anyway, I'm talking about the Paleo Ark mods, prehistoric beasts, and way too many other mods that I'll have listed down in the description. And I'll also have my poor editor put all of them on screen right now. But with these mods, I'm gonna spend the next 100 in-game days defeating all 3 guardian bosses on the island, then finally the overseer. And I'm gonna have the rule of me only being allowed to tame and use the modded creatures that I've installed. I really hope there is a modded version of you, Kipper, or else you're not gonna be able to sit on my shoulders anymore. Lastly, if we can hit 20,000 likes on this video, that would mean the world to me and the hopefully modded Kipper that I find in this video. Okay, time to spawn in. Holy mods. Wow. Okay, what do I even name my character? We'll just do Paleo Grantee. Really don't know what else to do. After naming myself and considering all the spawn locations, I opted for the classic West Zone 2, so I could get a bunch of levels going straight away from all the Explorer notes. Nope. Okay, here we are. What? See, what is this? Who are you? You don't have permission to... Oh, dude, I gotta pay for this? Hey, put me back. Okay, I've gotta pay for that one. Maybe I'll have to buy that to actually tame that. Okay, but here we are in Paleo Ark plus a ton of other mods. Alright, let's get a pickaxe real quick. So I'm playing with a bunch of creature mods. I don't even know how many creatures are added. I can kill all the vanilla creatures, but I can't tame them. I can only tame modded creatures here. See, like, what is this thing? Oh, it's not friendly. Or is it? It's not. Are you chasing me? It is chasing me at a snail's pace. Do you bite? Oh, it bites and it hurts. Okay. Anyways, enough messing around with whatever this thing is. I smacked another tree, picked some fiber from the local bushes, and I smacked a rock for flint so I could craft a hatchet as well. Dodo, sorry, you're gonna have to die. I need hide. Okay, I think some spears are definitely in order to craft. Okay, we got some spears cooking up here. Apologies if I sound a little different. Just getting over being sick, but I really wanted to push this video out for you guys since you guys have been showing so much support on the channel lately. I really appreciate it. Armed with spears, I ran down the beach trying to find some things made out of hide. This Lystro being a prime example. Okay, I'm really tempted to walk up to whatever this thing is right here. Surely it's passive. You're not gonna kill me, right? What is this thing? A what? A deer's? How do I? D-E-A-R-C.
Derek.
Okay, after looking it up, I have no idea how to pronounce this thing's name. It's terrifying though, but it is passive. I think I'm just gonna call it a deer. I need to get my hand. What is that thing? What? Oh, bro. What is that thing in the water? Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I really need to get my hands on an awesome spyglass so I can identify all these new creatures and then, also see how to tame them. What is that? That's not a pego. A Skeledosaurus? Surely it's small, it can die, right? Oh, it's trying to fight back. All right, why is it not dead? Die. Come on. Yes. All right, yeah. Okay, let's not fight the Skeledosaurus. I'm just gonna butcher every name in this video. I already know it. Anyway, I'm coming over here because there are explorer notes over here. This will help me get some levels really quickly. Okay, let's also start cooking up some food. So we need a campfire. What is making that like farty noise? You guys hear that? I'm not tweaking. While that was cooking, I picked some more fiber from the shrubs and I made myself some cloth drip to keep me somewhat cool. Okay, cloth armor. Here we go. Okay, so we're doing pretty well for ourselves. Maybe let's make some bolas just to make sure we keep doing well for ourselves and, not dying. I'm really interested what is making that like little quack farty noise. There's already a bunch of saddles that I'm seeing in this Ingram page that I don't even know what they are. I really want to know what's making this noise. I'm determined to find it. Oh, what is that? Oh, I think that's a Paleotheri. It's fighting a deer. Or is that a deer? I don't know. But yeah, the Paleo Theres are completely overhauled. They don't even look like vanilla Theres at all, and I think they're supposedly way stronger. I would definitely want to tame one of those later down the line, but for now, I just had to focus on the basics of survival, also known as collecting hide from unsuspecting prey. See, what is that thing down there? It looks like a giant oviraptor, but I know it's not. Is it friendly? You know, we could risk it with whatever that thing is, or we could just go over to the Parasaur over here, which I'm sadly not able to tame, but I can definitely kill it and it'll give me a good amount of hide for sure. Alright, I'm really intrigued to know who's gonna win this fight. Surely it's the Thery, man. Neither of them are looking bloody. What is that thing? Alright, it's walking right next to a Moschops. It has to be friendly. What are you? Colossus? It's like a giant iguanodon. It was a passive tame, but I needed to be level 45 to actually feed it. So it was time to collect a few more explorer notes. Oh, what is that? Oh, what is that? Okay, gang, maybe we don't go that way. Let's get a few more explorer notes, get up to level... What are you? Okay, it's scared of me, That's good. Oh, it's not scared of me! Why'd you run away at first? I let my guard down, man. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of things around me and I don't recognize their sounds. And it's kind of freaking me out, I'm not gonna lie. And after grabbing the note at the top of this little hill, I was high enough level to actually feed the giant iguanodon, but I first had to go back down to the beach to hydrate. Dodo, sorry dude, I'll gladly take some more hide. As day 2 rolled around, I stopped by my campfire for some fresh steak before running back to the Iguana Colossus. Okay, there it is. Oh, that Thery's right there as well. It's kind of dark. Can I craft a torch? Oh, a dart frog. That's gotta be what's making this noise here. Oh! Why are you mad? How do I tame you? Quit licking me. Why don't you just lick me and then run away? Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. I forgot that I added a mod that's like just straight up critters. It's like rats and frogs and other stuff. Okay, Iguana Colossus. Can I just walk up and tame you? Yes. Ooh, wow. Okay, this is gonna take a while, but this will definitely be worth it. Also, I should look Iguana Colossus saddle. Oh, it's really not that expensive. I can totally make this. We've just got to make sure to keep up with taming it. Oh no, raptors. Oh, they're totally gonna come this way. All right, I need to make a bow and arrow. They're right there, dude. Go, go, go. Alright, I'm determined to tame this thing. It takes like a full minute in between every feed, bro. It's really annoying. Okay, we're a little over a third of the way done taming it. Come on, we just gotta keep this up. The raptors are literally right there. Okay. Quit coming towards me. Please! No, I'm cooked. Stop, I need this. I crafted more bowlers just in case the rest of the raptor gang wanted to pull up as well. Can I make the saddle? Oh, what? Where do you make it? Oh, wait, no, that's it right there. Oh, I just need fiber to make it. Perfect. Bang, dude. I feel like this thing's gonna be really strong just because of the size of it. Surely it can put out some decent damage numbers. And I bet it's also probably pretty solid at harvesting berries. That being said, I just had to actually sit with it and feed it mayo berries every minute. Thankfully, I didn't get attacked by any raptors or critters during the process, so I was actually able to finish this tame in peace. Bang, dude, we got it. Yeah. Dude, 5,500 health? Off rip, bro? This is my first dino? This thing's insane. The damage was nothing crazy, but boy was it good at harvesting all kinds of resources. And it farms fiber? Oh, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Actually, what a solid tame. What a solid first tame. This thing's pretty quick too. What is that cat thing? Is that gonna attack me? Surely not. I'm like way bigger than it. A leopard. What? Leopards are in this? Well, it didn't attack me, probably because I'm like just way bigger than it, and it's, I don't know. It might have some brains to it. All right. We'll take the cooked meat, we'll get some water here, and then we'll probably just go all the way to a mountain that I know of that has some metal, has some crystal, and then we can get an awesome spyglass and actually identify stuff for what they are. What's going on with you, dude? Onkypristis? That sounds, dude, your name sounds like a disease. Do you eat meat? Probably eat fish meat. I don't have that. Well, you stay there and maybe I'll come back to tame you one day. Anyways, the Iguana Colossus needed a name, and since I couldn't actually tame a Perry in this video, this iguana would have to carry on the legacy. Perietta. Yeah, that'll be it. Perietta. Okay, time to go get myself some crystal. I'm throwing the, oh wait, this is the thing that was bullying me earlier. Look at me now. Look at me now. After smacking that up for a bunch of hide, I also ran up to get some flint to repair my tools as they were looking a little bit rough in the durability department. Okay, so normally I would go east. I know of a few mountains over there, but surely we switch it up in this playthrough. Let's go north. We'll try and discover some new lands, and surely we can find the resources we need up there anyways. What is that thing? It just looks like a stretched baryonyx. That doesn't even look real. Now, I did head straight north, but I wanted to avoid the swamp completely, so I journeyed through the forest instead. Raindrop coming down right here. Not gonna refuse some free loot. Whoa. Oh, tickle chicken right there. Paleotheri. I'm actually really excited to tame those. That's pretty useless. Anyways, ever since my Dragon 100 days that came out a little while ago, I've had a vendetta against Theries because they bullied me for like the first 30 minutes of that video. However, in this video, they're Paleo Theries. They're not normal Ark Theries, so surely I can tame them, right? This is my video. I'm gonna tame them, but I refuse to tame normal Theries from now on until basically I forget one video, which is bound to happen. Ow! What just hit me? Yo! Alright. Oh, wow. This guy's fast. This guy's really fast. Okay, let's keep it moving, Perietta. Oh, that's not a Rhinognatha. What is that? That's like a random bug. Oh! There's the giant snake. Oh, wow. Okay, let's get out of this area. So, one of the mods I installed is it's a premium mod, which I paid for, by the way, and it has a giant snake, and when you tame it, you can strap a machine gun onto its tail, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm definitely taming that in this video. Not long after that, I actually spotted another one of the snakes, so it turns out they're not super rare either. And since I was actually pretty close to the volcano here, I decided to go and actually scale to the top of it, as I know there's a bunch of crystal up there waiting for me as well as metal. This path is definitely a little narrow for my giant iguana colossus. Surely we can make it all the way to the top. All the way. Yes! Here we are. This is what I came for. Yes, okay. We can now identify creatures, see what they like to eat, and see what their name actually is. Okay, we have the awesome spyglass. Definitely one of the best mods in all of Ark. Once again, I don't know if I've said it yet, I'm playing on the island Reforged map. It's just the island, but with better graphics. I say it in like every video now because the map's slowly becoming my favorite map because the graphics actually look good. You can actually see what you're looking at, unlike the normal vanilla game island. Okay, let's descale the mountain, and honestly, let's find a place to set up a permanent base straight away. Oh wow, let's not break my Iguana Colossus's angles. On my way down the path, I may or may not have accidentally bumped into a pretty big looking carnivore called the Yangchuanosaurus, or however you pronounce that. Thankfully, it had the attention span of a goldfish, and it got aggroed onto something else in the forest. Okay, let's keep it moving. I have an idea of where I want to build. Somewhere I've never built before. Whoa, what is this? A Paleo Diamantinasaurus. I didn't say that right at all.
Diamantinasaurus.
Okay, well, it looks to be passive, and it's a passive tame. It's like sleeping right now. Huh. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. What is that? I'm not even gonna ask. Okay, this little plateau type area is where I'm wanting to build, and looking at it now, I'm just not realizing I have built here before, but I think it's definitely been a few years. But this plateau area is also looking like an active war zone. Gigantophis. That's the snake. It has a lot of health. This spot was nice because it was somewhat close to the middle of the map, meaning I can go pretty much everywhere and it won't take half a decade of traveling. I was also right next to a river, so getting water up to the crib wouldn't be an issue. I really just had to figure out how I would bring peace upon this land. Perietta is pretty strong. I don't know. I'm just gonna go try and kill it. I'll help you, turtle. I'm here to save you. This guy can dude, Perietta's insane. He can harvest rocks. She can harvest rocks. There was a low-level Paleotheri in the area, and it didn't have a ton of health at all, so I decided to throw hands with it. Oh, different sounds? Oh, it's hitting me off the back. Okay. Good thing it was a low level, and Perietta is so strong for no reason. Holy W early game tame. Definitely tame an Iguana Colossus if you're playing with all these mods. Once again, they're all down in the description. Okay, well, honestly, the snake kind of just disappeared. So I think I think I can claim the plateau is mine. Oh, what are you? Oh, the bug. 1600 health? Surely I can kill it. Alright, I'm sorry. You both gotta go. Dude, why is Perietta hitting for 2k? Look at the resources she's farming. She's insane. And this bug gave me an unholy amount of chitin and organic polymer. That was it for the fighting here, for now at least. I placed my campfire down to start cooking some food again, and to of course claim this land as my very own property, meaning any uninvited guests were no longer welcome here. Man, Perietta, I severely underestimated you, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's set up a simple thatch shack, and we'll get some forges up and running, we'll get some metal tools, and then we'll worry about making a better base later on. You know what I'm also gonna craft? I'm gonna craft a bed, just to be safe. I always forget to craft one until I die. Okay, let's assemble this little thatch shack here real quick. Okay, that's the general shape of it. Honestly, I don't really know what I was going for here. I don't know if I like it or not. I feel like it might need a little bit more shape, but I also think this is cool. I don't think I've really ever built anything like this before. Anyways, I also placed the bed down so I wouldn't forget to, and I then looked into making a forge. The wood and stone, I bet I probably have that on Perietta. Yeah, okay, we can pull together a forge immediately. And after gathering a bit of wood and stone, I could craft a couple more too, so I lined them up in the thatch hut and then fired them all up with a little bit of metal that I had. Okay, we've got some metal smelting. Now let's make sure I have the stuff for a smithy, which I do. I just need the ingots. Alright, are you gonna attack me? No. Okay, yeah, okay, well get out of here. It's my land. Alright, there we go. We got a smithy. I smacked another tree for wood, and I could actually craft the metal pickaxe straight away, but I wouldn't go out to get metal with it just yet. And that's because I actually wanted to get a few storage boxes going first, as I was probably going to have a lot of resources considering how good Perietta is at pretty much harvesting anything. Dang, okay. Honestly, I am liking how this base is coming together. It's definitely nothing crazy, but I think it's one of my more intricate starter shacks, I guess you could say. But here we go, we already got metal tools on day 4. Not bad at all. I grabbed everything Perietta was holding onto, and I made a mortar and pestle so I could kickstart the narcotic production as usual. Here we go, put some narcotics together. Nice, nice, nice. Just toss all that stuff in the box, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, let's put together some hide armor. We'll farm up a little bit more wood for these forges here, and then we'll go back up the volcano most likely. And yeah, we'll get some more metal. Want metal going ASAP. Y'all know me. I like my metal. So let's make some hide armor. I dropped all the cloth since it was pretty much useless to me now before hopping on Perietta and heading out to the volcano again. Oh, who are you? Scorpion? Dude, I don't even know how to say these names, bro. It's insane. I feel like I'm whipping out a dictionary every time I take a glance at one of them.
Scorpiovinator.
Okay, the paleotheres are really scary. They honestly just look creepy with like their longer limbs. This metal up here looks to be in a safe place. Let's do what I do best and collect it. Feed my addiction. Dude, no way. Perietta cuts metal weight in half. Okay, the Iguana Colossus might be one of the best starter tames, period. Like in any mod. This thing's so good. She was so good in fact that I may or may not have accidentally hit the mute key on my mic out of pure excitement, meaning the next few days I was kind of just stuck talking to myself and you guys can't even hear it. Anywho, I got a decent amount of metal before returning to my plateau and throwing it all into the forges to cook up. I then farmed up a bit of stone for the water irrigation necessities, those being the water intake, tap, and tanks of course. I wanted to get water up to my base straight away so I wouldn't have to go down to the river every time I got a bit thirsty. With that sorted, I decided to upgrade to a crossbow next, and I split a bunch of raw meat into my inventory to spoil for narcotics while I went out to do some lawn mowing with Perietta. That also may or may not have included taking care of an uninvited guest that stumbled onto my property. Once I was done mowing the lawn, I crafted a second mortar and pestle and then placed it by the smithy. I also queued up a ton of narcotics in both of them before crafting myself a full set of flak armor. Yeah, the hide set of cloth drip really didn't last long either. On a side note, there was a green drop that landed nearby, so I ran over to check it out, and inside I found quite a bit of crystal as well as a bunch of wood and a trophy mount. That'll come in handy later on, as I'm actually planning on beating all the bosses on this map and putting their heads up for display. Anyways, with those trinks made, I wanted to go out and actually look at some of the modded dinos I can tame. First off, there were these Venosauruses that kind of just looked like smaller Brontos. Looking up into the sky, I spotted something a little bit more interesting though, the Haas eagle. And this thing was hitting my American senses as they were the largest species of eagles. It also had a pretty ominous description saying to be careful around these things as they have a taste for human flesh, quote unquote. And not long after spotting the first one, I zoomed in on another and it turned out to be a 140 female. So I immediately headed over to the Ingram page to look at the saddle requirement, and it was actually pretty cheap. So taming one of these oversized eagles definitely has to be one of my next moves. On day 6, I stumbled into a group of long-necked dinosaurs. So I had a closer look at them before making my way back down to the West Zone 2 island to check on those deer that I couldn't pronounce properly. There was a level 145 just chilling on the beach, however the awesome spyglass showed that it wasn't tameable for some reason. Anyways, on my way back to base, I packed up a couple of raptors and a Phiomia for some extra hide. I then started cooking up some spark powder and gunpowder in my mortar and pestles, as I actually had to craft a long neck rifle to trank out the Haas eagle. When I was looking at them earlier, I noticed that they had a decent amount of torpor but not a lot of health, so they could very easily die if I try and knock them out with a crossbow. While minding my business, smacking up a couple of rocks and trees for resources, I couldn't help but notice the ever increasing amount of screen shake happening as a giant Venusaurus walked by me. Now, I would usually be pretty upset with uninvited guests walking up on me, especially when I'm on my own property, but this guy was a level 140, and the awesome spyglass showed that it only required 3 spoiled meat to actually passively tame this thing. It was an odd request for sure, but I ran back to grab the stuff nonetheless and see what this thing was about. And after feeding it a piece of spoiled meat, the spyglass actually showed it wants narcotics next. So I grabbed a few of those and waited until it was hungry again, which by the way took a hot minute. The saddle was pretty cheap to craft as well, so I made one straight away before giving this thing a name, and a very fitting one at that. Now, Littlefoot was pretty cool as its saddle actually acted as another mortar and pestle, so I could actually start cooking up narcotics while doing the lawn mowing, so long as I do have enough spoiled meat in its inventory. Anyways, I made a few more bullets for the long neck, and then I turned a bunch of them into trank darts. Now finally, I just need some sort of trap for the eagles, so I got to farming up a simple bird cage. And another thing that I'm yet to craft were dino balls. They're literally just cheap cryopods that I can craft in my inventory. Honestly, it's a super fun mod to play with. I really recommend them. Anyways, I crafted a handful of them since you can literally just make them with 1 crystal and then headed out to try and tame that eagle. Now, the problem was that this thing was flying really high up in the sky and it didn't look like it was ever gonna land, so I had to try and get its attention by shooting a rifle bullet at it. Those were unfortunately all the bullets that I brought with me, so I had to go back home and tweak my plan a little bit. I of course started with crafting more spark powder and gunpowder, but I also made a scope attachment to hopefully help with my poor aim. The eagle I ended up hitting was unfortunately a low level, but I wanted to try and tame it regardless so I could use it to tame the higher levels. That being said, I quickly constructed the trap for it on a nearby beach on the very early morning of day 8. Once that was built, I shot it again and it followed me right inside, so I could lock it in with the gate and trap the unsuspecting eagle. I then packed up a random Diamantinasaurus, or however you say that name.
Gigantophis.
I was gonna use it to try and feed the eagle, but I couldn't even drag its corpse over, so I've gotta find something else. Alright, maybe killing that above a gang of angry piranhas was not optimal, but luckily there was a Hesperornis nearby that was happy to help me out. With the eagle now back up to full health, I could actually start shrinking it out without worrying about killing it. Going out to look for some prime meat, I noticed there was a chibi Desolatitan in my Parietta's inventory. Moving on while observing the beaches, I spotted this interesting looking creature called the Gigantophis, and it didn't even pop up as tameable on the spyglass, even though its description clearly showed you can tame it. I was also admiring one of those giant mantas that I first saw when I spawned in on day 1. That is, until I got rudely interrupted by some bird that really wanted the smoke. I managed to run away though, and not too long after, I managed to find some compies and a Dilos having a fight. So I stepped in and killed them for a bunch of prime meat, which I then fed to the eagle, taming it instantly. Back at the crib, I threw the eagle out and named it Eagle Scout before pulling the resources to craft its saddle and taking it out for a spin. I immediately noticed it was pretty much just like the snow owl. The dive ability, its animations, and the flight speed was very similar if not identical. Anywho, I restocked on gunpowder, narcotics, and tranks as it was time to head out and tame myself one of those high-level eagles. Flying up into the sky, I could see a bunch of them everywhere around my base, but this time it was a level 140 female that I was after. So after getting its attention, I brought it closer to the ground before actually setting up the trap on day 9. Okay, that's the eagle I want to tame. Alright, let's try and set up the trap on this rock this time. Alright. Let's try this. See you? Yeah, I don't understand why they just fly up and up and up. Hey, get down here. Ow. Okay. Really? I got an idea. Oh no, come back.
Bye,
No,
have a great
where are you
time.
going, dude? Just come in. Oh, what? It can pick me. Oh. Okay. Well, that's good to know that it can pick me off. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's crank this thing out. Okay, it's asleep. These things take a lot of tranks. Let's get some prime meat for it. What can I kill? Oh, what is this? Perfect. How is a Sarco over here? After feeding the eagle, I zoomed in on a white drop in the distance, and I saw that it had an ascendant saddle inside from one of the modded dinos. What is a Minmi saddle? And also, I didn't know these modded dino saddles could spawn in drops. That's actually pretty cool to know. Also, what's this egg? I'm gonna take this. Probably need to tame an Oviraptor at some point. An iguana egg? I think I did install a mod with iguanas. Where is the iguana? Is it gonna be mad at me now that I took its egg? There are iguanas where I live, and whenever I see them like out in real life, they look like actual dinosaurs. They're terrifying. Well, I would definitely like to tame one at some point. Anyways, there was a high-level male eagle right above my trap as well, so I actually wanted to tame that too right after my female woke up, of course. Alright, yeah, let's farm up a few more tranks, and then the high-level female will be done taming, and then we can tame the high-level male, and then breed them. I'm also probably gonna need a base upgrade sooner rather than later, especially if I'm doing breeding. Oh, that oil, I need that. Oh, I have no stamina. This could be risky. What is that? A Tyrannomimus? Weird dino names aside, I was actually running out of metal, so the addiction was definitely creeping up on me once again. However, I first wanted to get the male eagle knocked out so I could actually go out and do a proper metal run while that tamed. So with a few extra darts made and loaded, I flew back to the female eagle as it was done taming. What? Oh, the Monolophosaurus. Wow, dude, it's level 20 and it has that good of stats? That thing is terrifying. Okay, take the saddle off this, put this in cryo. All right, let's go tame the other one. 46 points in health, 45 stamina. That's actually really solid. If we can get, I guess, the other one to have good melee, that'd be great. What does it have? Only 20. Yeah, all right, looks like we're not gonna have good melee. Hey, get down here. I of course got it into the trap on the first try, so I could start tranking it out straight away. Alright, perfect. It's asleep. On the hunt for prime meat on the morning of day 10, I spotted a red drop coming down way over in the snow, so I started flying towards it. Alright, there's no way you should be allowed to do that. I refuse to believe the Hydrovanta can fly, or is supposed to fly. Okay. I think that red drop has a ring. Yeah, I cannot resist. I'm gonna go check that out. Whoa, what is this guy? Cryodraken? The definition of a cold day in hell. I'm assuming it's not friendly. Anyhow, it turns out the red drop didn't even have a ring, and the loot inside was severely underwhelming, to put it lightly. Bro, really? That is an awful red drop. I don't even know what those saddles are. On my way back, I spotted a couple of Ankies, which would come in very handy right about now for farming a ton of metal. But I did say I was not allowed to tame any vanilla dinos, so I've got to pass on them. Ankies, I'm sorry, I wish I could tame you. Can't though. If only there were like Paleo Ankies or something. I grabbed a green drop on the way back, which hooked me up with another trophy mount. Oh, this is one of the Minmis. Just passive tames. Yeah, we're like, what are you? I don't even know what to call that thing. Looks more like a Pokemon than it does a dinosaur. Distractions aside, I flew into the swamp, packed up a Titanoboa for prime meat, and returned to feed the male eagle as well. Perfect. Tamed. Yeah, pretty bad stats. So the female's definitely better. We'll definitely take the stats from the female, but we'll pick up the trap. We'll go back to base. When I returned home, I threw the other eagle out and enabled mating on them. Okay, yeah, they did make an egg. Wait, no, that's an unfertilized one. Yeah, too hot. I'm gonna need an air conditioner. Okay, yeah. So we need to do a metal run. as well as a wood run. I first went out to chop a few trees to stock up on forges, and then repaired my pickaxe so I could head back up to the volcano and farm up a bunch of metal. Yo, dude. Getting a little close to my base. Are you aggressive? Oh, it's a passive tame. Oh, it eats berries. Okay, no. You can stay. I was about to murk you, but you can stay. While making my way through the dense jungles, I stumbled into a Paleo Rex level 135. Wow, okay, I definitely want to tame those. Surely I do a Paleo Rex army for defeating one of the bosses. It'll be so sick. What is this? Flame feather? Feather picked from a Pyroraptor. Not sure what that is. I'm here to farm metal and that's about it. A raccoon? What? Passive tame? Oh, I want a raccoon, dude. I want a raccoon. Give me berries. All right, I'm assuming you're gonna have to sneak up on it. What's it holding? Giant blue ball? Oh, it's got a stone. How do I tame you? Do I drop stuff to it? Oh, yeah, you just drop berries to it. I have a raccoon. I have the lowest texture raccoon there is to ever exist. Oh, he's on my shoulder. No way. All right, why do you have 90 stone on you? No, dude, put the stone down. He keeps picking stuff up. That's so cool they can pick stuff up. All right, I know what I'm naming this guy. Rocket. I hope y'all know where this reference is from. I have a raccoon on my shoulder. Wow, the textures are so bad, but it's it's kind of funny. One thing I had to check was if the raccoon could keep me warmer while on my shoulder, but it didn't look like it. So Kipper was of course still the superior shoulder pet, meaning if I do come across a modded otter, I definitely gotta tame it. Anywho, I got a little bit more metal before making my way back home to throw it into the forges to cook. All right, dude, quit picking stuff up. Look at this. Why? Why do you keep picking stuff up? Stop. What did you just throw at me? Where did you get metal? Like, how are you getting this stuff? Disable item collection and disable resource harvesting. Surely that does the job. Surely if I like drop something, you gonna pick that up? Dude. All right, well, I'll pick you up, but if you keep picking up stuff I don't want you to pick up, you're not gonna be staying on my shoulder for much longer. Back to what I was planning to do though. I actually needed to expand my base a little bit so I could get a fabricator, generator, and air conditioners going before finally hatching that eagle egg. Okay, I have an idea. I really don't know how this is going to look. I have an idea in my head. It's just really if it'll come out looking any good. Let me cook a little bit. Let me cook. All right, these structures are just about done crafting, and yeah, I got 3 skill points. Of course, we're gonna upgrade hot-blooded so I heal quicker. This is really just the best trait. Anyway, let's try and construct what I am envisioning in my head. Will this look good? Honestly, I have no clue. Okay, this is what I came up with. Do I like it? Honestly, I think I do. I'm not totally sure. This is definitely more of an abstract base. But honestly, this is pretty cool. It's nothing like anything I've ever built. I think I could benefit from using a pillar here for both. Yeah, that actually does a lot for it. Okay, I do like this. I do like this. Onto the fabricator now. I just needed a little bit of paste to actually craft it. So of course, it was time to go out and look for my good friends, the beavers. Do we have any down here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Like butter. That's too easy. Y'all got any more? Any more tax I can collect payments on? Whoa, what is that thing? Gigantophis. Anyways, I was pretty happy with the amount of paste that I got from that dam, so I decided to fly back to base and craft the fabricator. Okay, there's a fabricator. Now we're also gonna need some gasoline, so I'll get that crafted in one of these forges. We'll get this placed up here. I needed a few electronics to make a generator and the air conditioners too, so I had to go out and get my hands on some silica pearls. Can I make scuba? No, I need pearls for flippers. Okay, we'll have to go get some pearls just normally swimming around. Good thing I know where to get them. It's pretty close by too. Another Minmi saddle. Really don't know what these Minmis are useful for. 300 armor though. Okay, I'll take it. Take the war drums too. They'll be a good decoration. Alright, see, my raccoon is just picking up poop. Do you not see the giant crap that was just on my shoulder? Quit picking that stuff up, man. Anyways, I made it to the usual silica pearls farming spot, and I grabbed just a few of them for now. Okay, back at the crib. I think I'm gonna move the bed up here too. I feel like it just makes more sense up here. Okay, so we'll turn this on, make 10 electronics, and then we'll be able to make a generator with that. I then queued up another 30 electronics for 2 air conditioners, and I powered up the base with the generator. 2 ACs coming up. Oh, here's the Gigantophis tail Gatling gun. 1800 metal, 350 electronics, 550 paste, 350 poly, 250 crystal. You can get a pulse gun? What? And then I'm sure you gotta put bullets in it too. Oh no, but I so gotta get that. That's so cool. Well, anyway, let's place this stuff down. So, one thing at a time. Let's hatch this eagle. I do want to make sure it comes out with the good stats. If it doesn't, you know what'll happen. Okay, my raccoon picked it up. Right, stop picking things up. Over there. After the egg popped, I closely inspected the stats and concluded that it did in fact not get the good health and stamina. Sorry, dude. Okay, maybe that divine intervention from the Ark gods was actually a blessing, so I decided to keep it and breed it with a female once it grew up. It's growing really quick as well. Also got this preserving bin now, which is nice. Slap it right here at the foot of the bed. This is grown up. Let's breed these 2 now. Sweet home Alabama. While they were doing their thing, I cooked up some more narcotics and repaired my flak. And once the egg was ready, I brought it up to hatch. Oh, twins? Tell me they're good. Oh yeah, all the good stats. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm getting a lot of wild dinos just in my area. I really do need to construct some sort of a wall, because these guys are all chill and passive, but it's very possible I'll get a non-passive dino in here sooner rather than later. Got an idea. Putting the birds I'm not using up here on these pillars. They're like perfect little bird pillars. Looks pretty cool. Perfect. We have an imprinted eagle, which is good. This will fly a little faster and it's a little stronger. I want to get some levels into this, and then I kind of just want to fly around and scout out, see what dinos I can see what I want to tame in the future, probably the near future. I really need to find some like farming dinos, and if those even exist. But first, I actually wanted to test this guy out, so I flew down to bite one of the random parasaurs. 426? This thing's insane. Oh, it's so strong. It is so strong. What? Dude, this thing is a weapon. Wow. That's great. Yeah, I really did not expect to see this somewhat small bird dish out such a damage number. And that was even before I put any levels into it. So I grabbed a couple of explorer notes and put a few levels into stamina, health, and weight, and then of course the rest into melee. Dude, this thing's gonna be so strong. 600, dude. Why is this thing so strong? This thing is hitting like a flying Rex, bro. It just doesn't have a ton of health. I also remembered the pick ability, so I tried it on a Mosschops and it actually worked. Even though the Mosschops probably weighs like twice as much as this eagle. Wow. I feel like I remember seeing an Alpha Raptor back towards base. And now that I know I'm hitting like an absolute semi-truck, I'm gonna go try and kill it. Oh, what is this? Alpha Vidal. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try and say its name. I want to kill it though. Oh, what? Whoa, why am I doing reduced damage? What? Why am I doing reduced damage to that? What the? 190? 160,000 health? What's going on in the swamp, man? Okay, you know, I thought I was coming up in this world, and then I see that. That is a whole boss. I flew back towards base in search of that Alpha Raptor instead, but I noticed a Paleothery getting a bit too close to home, so I've got to get rid of that first. Oh, what? I'm really not doing that much damage. Why was I doing more damage earlier? Why am I not hitting as hard? Okay, I've got a theory. Do I only hit hard to little dinos? Give me like a dodo or something I can test on. A Meganor. Yeah, see, that was like almost 700 damage. Okay, it looks like the smaller the dino, the more damage I do. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay, so this really isn't as strong as I thought it was, but it's still strong. Can I kill this? Yeah, see, I'm probably not going to do a ton of damage to this. But the Parasaur is not that small, and I just one-tapped it. I don't know. I don't know, gang. Anywho, I still wanted to go out and look for potential tames for farming, but I first had to farm up some more narcotics. What's this narcoberry thing in the middle? Put Bionarch in Venusaurus inventory to what? To use spit attack. So is this is the spit attack? Oh, I missed. Alright, hold up. I made another one of those Bionarchs and I spit it at a vanilla Parasaur, which actually knocked it out immediately. Okay, wait, how much torpor does this do? This could actually be useful. The Iguana Colossus, it has 3k. Let's try it. This is for science. 1,000 torpor? 1,000 torpor like that? And it does no damage? This thing's insane. Littlefoot, you do have a use. Over 1,000 torpor was pretty crazy considering one spit only sent me back like 25 narco berries. So now I really never have to farm narcotics. I could just throw out Littlefoot and have him spit out whatever I'm trying to tame. Anyways, I force fed nearly all the raw meat that I had into my imprinted eagle for health, before finally taking flight to go around and look for new dinos to tame. So I did watch a little bit of footage of like other people's videos before I started playing this, and I remember seeing some type of dino that looked like an Anki. It looked like a squished Anki. I don't really know what that's about, but I want to find one because I want to farm metal better. We will see if that is possible, if I can find it. Oh, Paleo Rex 145. Okay, I know it says it's not tameable, but I know they are tameable. I just gotta do some weird thing. Hold up, let me actually look up a video on how to tame them.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so I just looked it up and it actually has a pretty cool taming mechanic. So what you do is, I think it's pretty similar to the Eocarcharia taming. I'm not totally certain, I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyway, you have to drag a big dead body towards it, like a stego or something. It'll come like notice you, eat the body, and then you just have to wait around. It'll notice you again, you have to pet it and then feed it. And then once you feed it a few times, then you can ride it, and then you gotta kill a bunch of things, and then you can finally tame it. So it's not gonna lie, it's honestly not easy to tame. But wow, does this thing look cool. I'm sure, what, these probably aren't nice, are they? Are these guys nice? Oh, sweet, okay. Yo, can y'all kill the Carno? I can probably use it to tame the Rex. This could actually work perfectly for me as a test. However, I didn't have any prime meat on me to actually feed the Rex after dragging the body over, so I've got to go and get that first. Please don't eat that Carno body. Titanobos, this will work. Perfect. Give me all that. When I returned, I cryoed my eagle and dragged the Carno body over to the Rex. Oh, I know I needed it to roar. Yes, pet it. Can I pet it? Dude, get out of here. Do I have to feed it another body? I checked the tutorial once again just to be sure, and apparently I just had to wait around, so I did. This Rex does look really cool, I'm not gonna lie. I like the hair on its back. Definitely a better looking model than the normal base game Rex. Please, why aren't you interested in me? How long does this take? Am I doing something wrong? Okay, I think I figured out what I was doing wrong. So as soon as you feed them the corpse, you gotta stand still immediately. So I'm wondering, I need to get away from this dude, and then maybe I'm gonna try like re-logging, and then we'll try the taming process again. I hope I didn't like permanently break it. The taming bar was still there, so after the relog, I hit the Rex a few times, which made it vanish so I could try that again. I then packed up a whole Paracer, but that was obviously too fat to drag, so I harvested it for prime meat before killing those Edimontosauruses that provided me with the Carno body last time. Oh, that's overweight too? What about this? Can I drag this? Yes. No! The juvenile Edmontosaurus was light enough for me to carry, and it looked pretty funny since it didn't have an actual ragdoll. I kind of just carried around its dead, stiffened body. Eat the body, man. Yes. It's friendly. I can ride it. Yes! Now I just kill stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta kill this stuff. Oh, it sets targets. And I've got a time limit to do it. These things that I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name were pretty strong already. But the Rex picked a Chunkingosaurus next, and I actually almost got killed because of that. Minor venom. Dude, it does like bleed type damage. Are we serious? They're going to kill it. Why are they so strong? Let me go. If I harvest bodies, I heal. Oh, I just healed to full health. All right, I'm actually getting ganged up on. Oh, yeah. Okay, Loki thought I was going to fumble this tame. Bang, dude. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now I can't ride it. Oh, no. What? What was that? After running back, I helped the Rex out a bit with killing that Dinocheirus, and I then threw it into a Dino Ball straight away to avoid any more close calls. Dude, these Chunkingosauruses, that poison damage is wicked. Okay, let's go back to base and try and make an Evo Rex saddle. Meraxes saddle? What is that? So this is a yellow drop. Huh. I think Meraxes are supposed to be pretty strong. I don't think I've seen any quite yet. Okay, well, I definitely didn't get what I set out to get, but I'm not complaining. So this thing's definitely not going to be a boss fighter, but this thing is still definitely really cool. Evo Rex. So I think it is called an Evo Rex, isn't it? Even though it's called a Paleo Rex. Oh yeah, so this saddle works for it. Oh, dude, it can turn on a dime. That's so good, bro. All the Ark creatures should have this. This movement is so much better. So what else do I have? So left click, head bash, or bite, grab, hold. right click, grab and maul target. So that's probably for small stuff. That's a stomp, roar. All right, let me grab you. Oh, I got it. Oh yeah, you can get it in your mouth and then just maul it. That's so sick. So much better than the normal Rex. And whoa. Okay, this thing just looks so much better. The people over at Paleo know what they're doing. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, I put up a couple of trophy mounts that I had lying around and parked the Rex closer to the base, so I could have a good look at it every time I'm up there. Look, man, just have the Rex looking into base. That's sick. This thing looks so good. I really like the design of this. So yeah, for the Megapithecus fight, I think I do want to use a boss army of Paleo Rexes. They're too cool not to use. I need better stats. Like, really, 46 points in the stamina? So they're not terribly difficult to tame. Maybe if you just make sure you drag the right body over to them, you can hop on them real quick, and yeah, they're not hard to tame. On the morning of day 17, I wanted to do a little more base upgrading. More specifically, I wanted to put up a wall now that I was acquiring more and more tames. Probably just do it with a behemoth gate and some spike walls. I'm not trying to spend too much time doing this. I mean, honestly, this does get more flint than it gets stone, but it's so quick at harvesting, I'll just rather farm with this. Wait, I'm just realizing, this is harvesting just like an Anki would. Would this be good at harvesting metal? I had to put that to the test though, so I quickly farmed up the rest of the behemoth gate as well as completed one of the milestones in the skill tree. Does crafting spike walls count as crafting wooden structures? Surely it does. Oh yeah, it does. I'll gladly take another 3 skill points. Okay. Get this experience killer. More experience is always nice. For my mounts, that is. Alright, let's set up this gate and spike walls. Alright, perfect. We've got it blocked off. I'm probably going to make a few thatch foundations and just place them around randomly in here to fully block off spawns. Don't want anything bad spawning in my base. But nice. I definitely do feel a lot safer having this wall up. Just lower them into the ground so they're not too ugly to look at. Perfect. Okay, now, as I said, I want to go test out. I want to find a metal node and try and harvest it with Perietta here. Because from the way it's farming flint, like, yeah, it farms flint over stone just like an Anki would. So I'm really wondering if it would be a good metal harvester, because that's something I'm yet to find. Okay, here we go. We got a metal node. Oh, it does, dude. It actually does. Like, actually, holy W starter tame. Like, I didn't even know that this did this. All right, so I've leveled a lot of points into other things, like 16 points in the melee. Maybe we tame another one of these and just level straight weight into it. An RG and Anki combo was still better just due to the fact that I could fly around and have the Anki auto swing. But I couldn't tame those in this video, so Perietta over here seemed like a really solid substitute. When I returned to the crib on day 18, I found an Oviraptor on my lawn. It was definitely not welcome on my property, but I did say earlier that I wanted to tame one of these guys, so I bullet it and tranked it out. And after throwing the metal into my forges, I grabbed my collection of eagle eggs to actually feed the Oviraptor. Alright, nice. That'll get to taming, and I'll have that Oviraptor whenever I get boss dinos and need to collect eggs for power leveling. Dude, so honestly, we're doing really solid progress-wise. I think I want to go look for more or better Paleo Rexes straight away, because I do not want to fight bosses with these stats. They're really not good at all. So let's just go give the map a little scout, I guess. Oh, that's a Meraxes. Level 90. It's really not that strong though. 2.5k health? That's not good at all. Maybe I need to do some research on them. Maybe they've got a good buff or something I don't know about. What, dude? Holy pool. 32 points into melee on this thing. I like saw something move out of the corner of my eye and I immediately put my spyglass on this. Okay. I honestly did not expect to find such a good Rex so early. I mean, I barely left my base and I ran into this thing. So I quickly had to get my hands on some prime meat and start looking for something to kill and drag over to the Rex. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous for this taming. This is in the redwoods. Really not a nice place at all. Where'd it go? Oh, it's literally right here. I killed a Carno, grabbed some of the prime meat, and I dragged the body over to the Rex so we could feast on it. Alright, I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna move from now on. Ow! Alright, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. Once more fresh meat. Does this work differently? Do I need to bring in another body? What is that? I swear I need to bring in another body. Yeah, it's just walking away. I'm gonna try it. Bro. No way! There's an Indom. Are we serious? No, that's like the worst possible thing that could happen to me right now. I had to be quick about this, so I packed up a random Pyroraptor, brought it over to the Rex, and watched it eat that as well. Yeah, see, I did need to feed it another body. The videos are lying, but it didn't give it any taming. What? Maybe the RG. Oh, see? Yeah, I do just need to feed it another body. What about a saber? Can I pick up a saber? I can pick up a saber. Perfect. I killed that and fed it to the Rex, which was finally enough for the taming bar to turn green, meaning I could hop on the Rex and start the hunt. All right, please do not target the Indom. Why is this thing having explosions? Yes. Just get in the dino ball, dude. There's a... Okay, what stats? 47 in the melee and 36 in the health. Health could be better. Melee is amazing. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, see, there's the Indom. It's called a Moro Rex, but dude, it's an Indominus Rex. I mean, come on, look at it. So if you didn't know, I've actually played with the Indominus Rex mod before over on my second channel. I actually replaced every dinosaur on the center with only Indominus Rexes. It was crazy. Oh, dude, this is the Pinacosaurus. This is what I was talking about. Look, it looks like a squished Anki. This is what I was talking about. Snuggle? Oh, you just snuggle it to tame it? Dude, like this thing totally looks like it could farm metal. It literally looks like an Anki got a car dropped on it, but somehow survived. Anyway, as I was saying, I actually replaced every dinosaur on the center with an Indominus Rex and, you know, had to beat the map. So go check out that video after this one. It's honestly pretty good. And I did just notice that this Pinacosaurus I was taming was also a level 150. So I literally could not have asked for anything better. I kept snuggling the squished Anki into day 19 until it finally decided to love me forever. Dang, dude, tamed it. We will see if this thing can actually harvest metal or not, and I might as well also claim the baby. After that pretty successful run in the redwoods, I flew back to base to throw out both the squished Ankis and make a saddle for one. Of course, I'm gonna try and take it out to a metal node to see if it can actually, you know, harvest metal. I guess we can test if this thing can harvest metal by just seeing if it can harvest a rock. Wow, it's very slow. It's okay, it's got a tail swing. Surely it can harvest rocks. Oh, it can. And it prefers flint. Oh, this can so harvest metal. One last thing I had to try out, even though I really doubted it would work, was of course seeing if my eagle could actually carry this tank in its claws. Can my eagle pick you up? I really doubt it. You're kind of like 2 times the size of the eagle. Does it reduce metal weight? Hold on, we gotta go test this out. This looks so dumb, but it's really funny to look at the same time. Flying with this thing in my claws in first person was pretty rough since its head would stick up and cover my entire screen. But more importantly, this thing was pretty much an Anki. It was just as good as getting metal, and its reduced weight in its inventory helped a bunch too. Will it? It probably won't auto swing, will it? If it auto swings, it would just be too good to be true. It's not gonna auto swing. That's okay. If you have a good way to harvest metal, this is what I was needing. It's probably about all the metal I can hold with my current eagle. Well, I've got another eagle just like this one. We'll head back to base, level straight weight into it. Maybe I'll take it out, get some explorer notes. We'll see what weight stat we can get it up to. When I returned, I distributed the metal into my forges and crafted another eagle saddle for my other imprinted bird. Can I make any canteens? Surely. Kinda getting tired of being dehydrated all the time. We'll name this one Weight. Hello. Reduced damage, but I can still kill this. Okay, 2300 weight isn't bad at all. I was not expecting to get near that, but it's probably because there's 58 points into weight. Paleo 30, 145. Doesn't have any exceptional stats, but it might be worth the tame. Not if it dies. Oh, it's fighting an alpha raptor. Yeah, it's dead. Unfortunate. Anyway, I refueled all of my forges with a bunch of wood again, as it was time to do my favorite activity in all of Ark. And of course, that is a giant metal run to supply me with ingots for a long time. You could see this coming from a mile away. So on day 20, I flew my squished Anki all the way up to the top of the volcano and I got to it. What did I just harvest? Anthracite? A dense compact form of coal. You can use this in the place of charcoal. What? What mod added this? I don't think I really need that, but it's good to know, I guess. Alright, I think we're gonna need a few more forges. Oh, I could have them down here. Ooh, hold up, I got a good idea. Perfect. Okay, now we just need the forges. Okay, yeah, this is looking a lot better with the lower level done now. To get the forges, I hopped on Parietta and I ran out to smack up some more wood, stone, and flint. And I made a total of 7 extra forges, which I then lined up at the lower part of my base. So we've got 10 refining forges total. I emptied the squished Anki's inventory and brought it all to the forges and distributed it to the best of my ability. Alright, we've got all the forges, or all 10 of them, ablaze. We need more wood though to fuel them. Chainsaw would go real nice right about now. Living next to the redwoods was pretty nice since all these tall redwood trees gave me tons and tons of wood, so refueling my forges was a breeze. Alright, those will burn for a little bit at least. I'd like to make a cooker. No, I mean a grill. Sorry. Missing crystal. Yeah, I should probably take my Pinacosaurus. I'm not gonna keep calling it this guy. I always name my Inkies Hank, so I'm gonna name this Squished Hank. Squished Hank also had some interesting abilities that I didn't even try yet. Start defending? Oh, what? What does this mean? I don't know what that means. Does it just like protect the area, I guess? I honestly got no clue. You know what? While I'm doing this, we might as well go get oil too. I'm gonna need that. All right, let's be quick about this. I'm freezing to death. Say let's be quick about this and I'm on like the slowest mount of all time. Hunter's luck? What's this mean? Oh, what? You find better loot? Why also did you just have darts on you, bro? Not really sure where my eagle got the effect from, so I didn't look into it much further. Instead, I stopped by the volcano to smack up the crystal I needed as well. I honestly like this thing better than an Anki. It swings so quick. Back at base, I threw everything into the fabricator and I crafted a grill which I placed downstairs by the smithy. Okay. So, we're coming up on day 22. We're doing pretty solid progress-wise, but you know, we got a lot of bosses to kill in this video. So, what I want to do is, I want to go tame a male Paleo Tyrannosaurus straight away. I want to get the army going, get the army breeding, and I really want to take down the Megapithecus as soon as possible. So, I mean, with that, it's really not much to it. We just go out and look for one. It's not like I have to prepare a whole lot to actually tame it, which honestly is really nice. I really enjoy taming these things. It's not that bad. So I need a high-level male. Okay, I ran straight into a high-level female. Unfortunate. That's not gonna work for me. Tyrannotitan 140. So that actually looks pretty strong. Bite me. How much damage you doing? 34? Never mind, bro. You are not strong. Anywho, I did actually run into a good Paleo Rex, and it was a male, level 135. But it also had a level 50 female Rex May boosting it, and they were actively fighting Paleo Brontos. And of course, those have a ton of health, so the future really didn't look too bright for them. I really don't know if they're gonna win this fight. Broken teeth? I'm gonna have to help out. 95 damage? Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. 500 damage? Oh, they totally killed the other Rex. Now they're just swarming this one. Oh, this Rex is cooked. Why would you attack a herd of giant Brontos, bro? You're cooked. You cooked yourself. You cooked yourself. I can't save you. You idiot. All right, well, I guess back to looking for another Rex. Oh, okay. 28 points in health. That's not bad. I killed the first RG that I laid my eyes on and a random Paleoraptor that tried to ruin my whole day before taking the body to the Rex. Yo, Mr. Rex. Got something for you. Where you at? It looked like I had defeated a few more bodies, so I brought the raptor over as well, only for it to do absolutely nothing for the progress bar. So I threw the eagle back out and I snagged a random Anki that seemed to be much higher on the Rex's food tier list. There also was a purple drop here in the redwoods. I saw that it had an ascended pike inside, so I stopped by to grab that as well. Oh, it's very solid. Really? Hey, if I break you free, you gonna let me kill you? It's a funny sentence. Not that the RG really had a choice. I broke the rock and killed it regardless, as I needed to feed one more corpse to the Rex. But even to just bring the body over to the Rex, I had to farm up a few thatch ramps and build my way over to it, as I could not drag the body across this terrain otherwise. Oh dude, come here. Don't walk off the cliff. Dude, okay, I swear the Wild Rex has to be doing reduced damage, because this is like absurd how weak this thing is. This is a saber, bro. It really shouldn't take that long to kill. Oh, really? You want me to kill a Doed? It's just gonna go into a ball. Dude, I can't kill it. It's in a ball. All right, genuinely, what am I supposed to do? Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Surely this finishes the tame. Bang. Oh, wow. Why is it send me flying? Ow. Just nearly killed me. 42 into health. Yes, dude, that's what I needed. Bang. Okay, we're actually gonna have some really strong Rexes. That being said, I flew back home to throw both of them out and start breeding them for their best stats, so I could get the perfect breeding pair going. I also politely nudged the Oviraptor closer to them as well to make sure it would collect all the eggs for me. Probably make a trough if I'm gonna start raising Rexes. Alright, let's hatch this, see if we can't get the good stats first time around. This first egg actually brought out twins, however they did not get the good health or the good melee. Unfortunate. Yeah, honestly, just gonna put these guys away and, you know, kind of forget about them. Anyhow, I moved the Rexes away from the base and I soon had the second egg ready too, so I threw it out to incubate. This time around, it only got the good health, so still not a boss fight worthy Rex, but it was slowly but surely getting better. The third egg popped out on day 24, and I actually got one with both a good health and melee. Oh, okay. Perfect female. There's no way you want exceptional, Kibble. Alright, well, guess we're not seeing what the imprinted stats look like just yet. I waited around until it grew up so I could enable mating on it and hopefully get a perfect male Rex on the first try. Dang, dude, perfect breeding pair. That's what I'm talking about. We'll see what the imprinted stats are looking like on this as well. 13k health, 460 melee off the rip. Dude, these things are gonna be machines. Machines, I say. Alright, so those will start producing eggs. Probably need to make a better hatching platform. I think I'll just make it right here. Yeah, we'll just build it out of thatch as always. I know thatch isn't very or doesn't have much structural integrity, but honestly, it looks kind of good. I do like it. And it was also really easy to farm since it was the cheapest type of structure in Ark. On day 25, I threw a couple of eggs out to incubate while I added the finishing touches to the hatchery. Prime meat jerky, really? Yo man, I do not think I have prime meat jerky. You might be spending the rest of your life in a dino ball. Yeah, you are. Okay, so as I'm recording this now on day 25, it's actually pretty late when I'm recording in real life here. But what I want to do before I do go to bed and then get back up and, start recording tomorrow, I want to get my full army of Rexes actually raised. This is because there's something pretty cool with this Dino Ball mod. So if you didn't know, dinosaurs get increased experience gain when they're in cryopods, but obviously they have to be in cryopods for the longer they're in cryopods, the more XP they get. But these Dino Balls actually do something pretty cool. They somehow, even while your computer's off, you're not in single player or anything, you can be completely logged out with Ark closed. They'll actually keep track of how long the dino has been in the ball for the actual duration of time in real life. So say if I didn't start playing until this time tomorrow and I had something in a dino ball right now, it would say it would have been in there for 24 real life hours, meaning it's gonna get a lot of experience. And I'm saying all this because I want to have my full Rex army raised and in dino balls overnight while I'm sleeping, and hopefully they'll gain enough levels where I'm not gonna have to waste time power leveling them. I hope that made sense. With all that being said, I crafted a second feeding trough and I got to work on raising all the Rexes I would need. And the first egg was already a blessing, giving me a very fruitful start. Oh, triplets? On the morning of day 26, I went out with one of the Rexes to cause a bit of havoc among the locals that decided to live just outside my property. But killing them was completely justified as my troughs needed to be filled. And of course, it was all done in the name of progress. What? That's 11 Rexes. This will make 14, 15, and then I've got 18 Rexes. Perfect. 18 Rexes. I'll leave these overnight. I'll get some rest, get back to recording in the morning. And yeah, dude, these should have a bunch of levels, be super strong. They're definitely gonna take time to heal, but that's okay. Okay, I'm back about, 11 real life hours later. Let's see how these Rexes are doing level wise. Oh yeah, they're also fully healed, but I'm gonna be putting more points, into health. How many points do you have, sir? 32? Okay, that's good. I was hoping for a little more though. Anyhow, I still had my army super early on, so over time they would gain a bunch more levels. For now, I just had to deploy them all and level up their health to around 30,000, then dump the rest into melee. Okay, they've all got a little over 30k health and around 650 to 700 melee. So from now on, we'll only be putting points into melee. I forgot to say, I crafted this gun. It's part of the Dino Depot mod. It literally just lets you easily put dinos into cryo. But yeah, so we'll just let these guys sit in the dino balls. They'll heal up and they'll also get some more experience, which from now on, we'll just be putting points into melee. So they'll hit harder, but we'll just leave them here while we're doing other things. Perfect. So you might be asking, what are other things that, we got to do? Well, we got to get the artifacts and tributes for the Megapithecus. And I think I'm going to be a man, and I think I'm going to try and go for the alpha bosses. Will I regret this decision? Most likely. But, whatever. As for the tributes and artifacts for said Megapithecus, I needed to get the artifact of the Pack, Brew, and Devourer. I still didn't have a good caving creature though, so I would have to go out and look for one, as I honestly had no idea what I could actually use since Thylos are out of the equation here. What's this yellow drop with the ring have? Nothing that good. Okay, I do remember seeing one of the mods I installed. I briefly read the description of it, and it said like one of the dinos in it was a really good caving creature. So let me exit the game real quick and see if I can't find that. It was this, the Forgotten Fauna, the Monolophosaurus. Adds the ultimate cave running companion. Spawn in the redwoods in the mountains. The description did not spoil anything about taming the Monolophosaurus, so I had to fly into the redwoods and actually see it for myself. Oh, here's one. Oh, only 1.4k health. It's killing an Iguana Colossus though. Where did I get this stuff from? I don't understand how this hunter's luck stuff works. It's a passive tame with superior kill, but it doesn't look very strong at all. And I'm kind of worried about the caves because, oh, it's about to die anyway. I'm kind of worried about the caves because the Uranio TLC just came out and they're actually pretty strong now. They can web you and drag you around, so it's definitely something I gotta look out for. I was really thrown off by the low HP stat of the Monolophosaurus, so I didn't want to tame that just now. Instead, I could actually bring one of my Rexes into the first cave on the Carno Island, housing the artifact of the Devourer. And that's because the cave is pretty big and open on the inside. Throw that out and absolutely meat run everything in there. Get a few levels on that Rex as well. So I could definitely squeeze through with a Rex and munch down all the cave critters and bats. That being said, I made a quick pit stop back at base to grab my crossbow, craft up some grappling hooks, the Evo Rex saddle, and take one of my boss Rexes. Okay, let's fly out to Carno Island and go retrieve the artifact of the Devourer. Red drop coming down on Carno Island. Don't mind if I do. Oh, what? An alpha Ornithochirus? Dude, those are the birds that go crazy. There's an alpha one. I waited for the red drop to land to see what was inside with the spyglass before getting too close and potentially aggroing that. No clue what that is, but I kind of want it. Alright, what is this? Dark Edge, Barsboldia? 375 armor. It's unlocked at level 70 and 82. Whatever this is, surely it's strong. I need to figure out what this is. Alright, stay on the task. Let's first get this artifact. Anywho, I swam through the moon pool and I immediately spotted one of the new Uranios. Oh, get away from me. Oh, they're webbing me. No match for my Rex though. Oh, dude, he's just hanging from the ceiling? That's so sick. What? Okay, this is cool. You see, they need to do more TLCs just like this, bro. They made it way more gross looking. I hate spiders. Thankfully, I was not here to befriend any of these things. So I literally stomped and bit my way through the cave all the way down to the bottom ruins where the artifact was waiting for me. Alright, there's the artifact of the Devourer. That was really easy. I'm not gonna lie. That was a Megalania. Hold up. I think I do need Megalania Toxin to start the boss fight. Yeah, I do need Megalania Toxin. Oh, I should have brought Tranks with me. I should have brought my Trank Bronto thing. Littlefoot. Okay, I gotta come back here with my Trank Bronto. Or my Littlefoot. Heading out of the cave on day 29, I stopped by a blue drop that hooked me up with a slightly better crossbow. I also spotted an alpha Monolophosaurus right by it, so I threw up my Rex to deal with it real quick. Dude, the stomp is so good. I love this Rex. So give me bile. Oh, an even better crossbow. Two better crossbows. Journeyman Monolophosaurus saddle. I just don't understand how these Monolophosauruses can be that good when a 145 had 1.4k health. That's terrible. Like, whenever I tame a Thyla, I go into a cave with like 10k health. This eagle has 10k health. Like, I just don't understand how they can be that good at caving. Anyways, when I returned to base, I threw Littlefoot out and leveled up his melee in hopes that it would also increase the torpor dealt with each spit. So if you didn't know, creatures that drop tributes, you can knock them out and you can take the tribute out of their inventory. Once they wake up, you can knock them out again and they'll have the tribute once again. Megalanias are kind of hard to find, so I prefer just to, knock them out, take the tribute, let them wake up, and then, knock them out again. Honestly, I might be able to do Pack Cave the same way I just did the Devourer Cave. No, that's definitely possible. Yeah, let's try to do Pack Cave first. Maybe we'll find a Megalania or two in there. That being said, I threw out another Rex, then swapped the saddle to it and headed out to said Pack Cave. I then headed inside, ran all the way to the big drop down part of the cave, and threw out my Rex. Oh, I threw that way too far. I somehow contracted mega rabies during that little scuffle, and I was actually really close to dying by the time the sickness had faded. So I waited around until my quick regeneration thanks to the skill tree actually kicked in. I continued deeper into the cave on day 30, and I soon made my way to the artifact room, so I grappled over to it and got it. Give me that. Alright, so I didn't spot any Megalanias, so we will head back over to the Devourer cave over on Carno Island, and yeah, that's where we'll get the Megalania toxin that we need. As planned, I flew straight over to the island and into the cave. I then swam through the moon pool, threw my Rex again on the other side, and made my way back down to the bottom. So we got a Megalania right there, and right there. Yeah, there are a bunch of bushes down here. Okay, how is this going to go? Can I shoot up? I think I shot right above it. Oh, I hit it. Oh, yeah. Okay, upgrading melee, that definitely works. Wait, is that another one? Oh, there's another one up there too. Okay, this will make the process even quicker. I spit on one of the two, but that upset the other Megalania, and it jumped down to bite Littlefoot, which made hitting it a lot harder. It's gonna like stand too close for me to hit it. What? Okay, that hit it. Perfect. Get back here. Alright, now give me your venom. Now, I don't have to knock them out again. I can just wait till they wake up and I'll just be able to kill them. As planned, I waited until they woke up so they could meet their inevitable demise, and I would have all 10 of the toxin that I needed. On my way back to base, I stopped by to grab a yellow drop, which actually almost caused a quick visit back at the respawn screen. Oh no. Oh, skin of my teeth. Survived by the skin of my teeth. Wow. Alpha Edmontosaurus. I'm just gonna try and kill this for levels. Oh no, it's trying to fight back. It's too big for its own good. Some nice levels for the Rex. Back at the crib, I repaired the pieced up armor, and I quickly farmed up some more wood so I could make a dedicated storage box for boss tributes. Place it right here. Nice. Alright, so now we just need the artifact of the brute for the Megapithecus fight, but if you have, I don't know, a decent amount of experience on Ark, you know that artifact is in an underwater cave, which is, not ideal. I'm not gonna lie. However, it is the easy underwater cave, so it's not horrible. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna tame a dolphin, and I'll just try and speed run through the cave really as quick as I can. Just get the artifact and get out. That being said, I crafted scuba flippers and a tank before heading out to get some prime meat to tame a dolphin with. What is this? Dude, this is just straight up a giant fish. Why is it on land? Holy fish meat. What is this? Phosphodraco?
Phosphatodraco.
It's like stuck in the water. I keep getting distracted. I just need a prime meat, bro, so I can tame a dolphin. Okay, now usually taming a dolphin's pretty straightforward, but I really don't know how this is gonna go since I also added a bunch of new water dinos. I don't even see any dolphins right now. I did see all sorts of not so friendly looking creatures, but not a single vanilla dolphin. Why could I not find an ichthy for the life of me, bro? I wonder if other dinos are just taking up their spawns. Ooh, Ornithocheirus. 150. They look really quick, like really fast. I mean, honestly, if I can trap it, I can probably knock it out with Littlefoot. Oh, here's one. Oh, 135. I'll take it. Yeah, maybe after we do the Megapithecus boss, we look into taming those Ornithocheirus. Alright, near future Granty here. Now, I know I said I was not allowed to tame or use any vanilla creatures in this video, but for some reason, when it came to the water dinos, I completely forgot about that rule that I made for myself. The whole time I was trying to tame an ichthy, I just completely didn't even realize that I was breaking my own rule. And unfortunately, that realization didn't come into mind while I was recording. This means I'm about to go and run the artifact cave with this dolphin, which is obviously completely against the rules, as I said. So for that reason, I'm actually going to foreshadow the future me a little bit right here. I will be throwing the artifact away and running the easy underwater cave again, making sure to not use a vanilla creature for it the second time. I'm sorry about that, it's just my mistake and I completely forgot. Ooh, 2 yellow drop with rings. If I can pull an Evo Rex saddle blueprint, that would be insane. Anywho, I repaired the scuba and crafted the ichthy saddle before checking out those drops. The first one had a few silica pearls and bullets that I didn't need, but the second one hooked me up with something pretty nice. Oh, good scuba tank? Perfect, match made in heaven for what I'm about to do. I did stop by a base to restock on grapples, but after that I was pretty much ready, so I flew over to the beach closest to the easy underwater cave. Alright. Okay, as I said, we're just gonna try and get in and out real quick. Just gonna speed run this. Pray we don't run into any eels or anything, man. Or that demon fish there that can pull you off your mount and end your whole day. It's coming for me. All right, so far there doesn't look to be much in here, which is good. Sometimes things in caves don't spawn like they should, but I am not complaining in this instance. Pearls? Hold up. Is there anything here? There's nothing here. All right, I might be getting too greedy, but I want these pearls. All right, we keep it moving. I almost ran into a single eel going into the artifact room, but I barely just swam by it. So I grabbed the artifact and headed right out of there. All right, now I gotta watch out for the Zyfac. There it is, there it is. Okay, I think I'm past it. I think I'm good. We are out just like that. Bang, dude. Let's go. That was all 3 of the artifacts secured now. Well, sort of, for reasons you guys just heard. Anyways, I still need to get the actual tributes for the fight. So when I arrived back at base, I had a quick chat with my friend Google to see exactly what I was missing. I just need to get 10 Megalodon teeth, 10 Spinosails, 10 Theory claws, and 10 Thylaclaws. So I got the Thericlaws, I got 1 Spinosail, I can get the Megalodon teeth. This shouldn't take too long. I packed up a low-level Paleotheri near base, and I got a really good Ascendant Rex saddle from the Hunter's Luck buff that my eagle got again. What is this Hunter's Luck? I don't understand it. Why do I keep getting it? I'm not complaining, I just want to know how to get it again. Any chance I can put this Rex saddle on the Evo Rex? No, I can't. That's so unfortunate. I can't even use this, so I'm just gonna throw it away. Okay, well, killing Theries seems to give me that Hunter's Luck. Oh, look at that kibble. The tribute hunt continued into day 34 with a couple more Spino kills before getting slightly distracted by my good old friends. Oh, taxes. Anyways, I got the last couple of Spinosails before spotting a little iguana on the beach. And if you guys remember, I did say I wanted to tame one of these earlier, so this was the perfect opportunity. The KO tames. It had a very small amount of torpor too, so I decided to quickly craft up a wooden club and bolas to, put it to sleep. I then fed it some mejo berries and waited for it to tame up. Dude, I feel like an actual Florida man. I'm gonna have a pet iguana. This is going to be Aura. Larry the iguana. Now this is cool. I have an iguana, and it actually has solid textures unlike the raccoon. All right, so I've got the Spinosails, I got the Thericlaws, I need Megalodon teeth, and then I need Thylaclaws. This is not a Thyla. A leopard? Does it drop Thylaclaws? It's acting just like a Thyla. It drops Thylaclaws. What? That's cool. Oh, my iguana. Larry. No. I picked up Larry, I accidentally dropped him. No! What are the odds? Oh, I'm so cooked. Dude, what are the odds there was another one? After spawning back in on day 35, I threw out one of the Rexes to go on a quick rescue mission, but by the time I arrived, my eagle was cooked. No! Really? That eagle was so good. Well, at least Larry's alive. Sorry, Larry, I'm sure that was scary for you. I packed up the leopard as well to take my revenge and its claws, which I came here for in the first place. And after getting my kit back, I waddled back up to base to repair my armor once again. Need 6 more Thyla or leopard claws. Let's hope I don't get bodied like last time, my poor eagle. I hopped on my white eagle and flew back into the redwoods, only to find a level 140 leopard straight away. So, do leopards? I can tame a leopard and use that as a cave creature. Hold up, dude. I cryoed my bird, threw out a Rex, and cleared a bunch of creatures in the local area before popping out Littlefoot to try and knock out the leopard. Alright, can I hit a shot? It's gonna kill me. Insufficient stamina? No way. I tried to hop off and cryo Littlefoot, but I can't since it was constantly bleeding and taking damage. Why? Why are these not hitting? Well, that didn't go as planned, but it was only a hair away from falling asleep. So I quickly returned back to base to grab my tranking gear and fly back to finish what Littlefoot had started. Bro, Littlefoot, why is your aim so bad? Now the leopard's just gone. Yeah, I could not find that thing again, so Littlefoot was just sacrificed with nothing to show for it. Sorry, Littlefoot, you sadly did die in vain. So on day 36, I had to continue hunting for Thylaclaws, a tribute I thought I wouldn't have any trouble getting. Where'd the Thylaclaw go? Oh! Dude, I stood up the stretch for a second because I've been sitting down for a while and that guy flies across my screen. 150? What? No! Alright, I've got the Thylaclaws. That was pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie. It only cost the life of Littlefoot and some of my pride, but now we just need to get the Megalodon teeth, and we have everything for the Alpha Megapithecus boss fight. Anywho, I flew back home and I saw some damage numbers just under my base, which was weird. So I quickly flew over to investigate what was going on down there. Unclaimed? Can I claim it? What is this? I can just claim it? I'll mess with this later. I don't even know what this is, dude. Back to the tributes though. Fortunately, the Megalodon teeth were the easiest of the bunch to get, since you can always get 4 of them from a shark. So I just pulled out my Ascendant Pike to stab all the sharks off the back of the illegal dolphin. Once again, I do apologize for my forgetfulness here, but in this case, the dolphin really wasn't much of a help. Okay, that is all the tributes I need for the Megapithecus. Awesome. The Rexes are pretty much all healed up as well. They do need saddles, however. I really wish I could have better saddles than Primitive. But also, I need to tame a Yeti. And you might be thinking, well, you can't tame a Yeti, dude, because, you know, they're normal dinos. There's actually a thing called a greater Yeti. I saw one at some point. I really don't know when, though. Anyway, I want to tame another Venusaurus and actually knock out the Yeti with that once we get into the trap. It's just so easy. I should say it's easy once you once your target is like immobilized, like it can't really move. And since the torpor dealt was also directly tied to the melee damage of the Venenosaurus, I wanted to get as high level as possible. They did also seem to be pretty common, and I was basically finding them everywhere, so finding a good level wasn't that hard at all. Ooh, 150? So I remember this took so long for the second feed. In the meantime, I'll go look for a Yeti. I flew out to the snow to look for these oversized furry chickens, and it only took me finding one bad one before I found the perfect one worth taming. 55. Oh, 140? I left a marker on my map for now and flew back to feed the Venenosaurus again. Except it asked me for biotoxin this time, so I had to go back home, grab arrows, and go out and hunt in the ocean once again. Ooh, it's green? It's sick. Anyways, I grabbed the simple 2x2 trap and flew back to the Yeti that I found to tame it up. I first had to do a little bit of pest control since this was the snow, notorious for being a constant war zone at every square inch. But I could set up the trap while the Yeti was busy harassing other wildlife. Come here. With the chicken successfully immobilized, I deployed the Venenosaurus and started spinning bars at the Yeti until he dropped a diss track of his own. I had to farm up more narco berries for more spit, but it also got dark as night was approaching, meaning I started freezing to death. So I quickly crafted up a few campfires and lit them on fire to of course keep myself alive. I also set up a little thatch ramp leading up to the Yeti so I could actually hit it with my spit and get it knocked out. With that now asleep, I quickly made up a few spike walls to surround it and make sure nothing would attack it from the ground level at least. What? Yeah, not much I could do about that, but pray that it wouldn't aggro to me or the chicken. Anyhow, I packed up a couple of baby penguins for prime meat and then fed the Yeti. Alright, we've got the Yeti taming. I'm gonna head out of the snow because it's kind of cold, but we'll come back once it's tamed. Alright, I need to start putting together Rex saddles. I wish I had something better than primitive, but you know, what can you do? I gathered up a ton of fiber by doing some lawn mowing around the base with Parietta before crafting the saddles and getting to actually throwing on my Rexes to give them a few levels and of course, you know, the saddles. But once those were all saddled, I crafted a Yeti saddle as well and flew back to the now tamed greater Yeti. Alright, I need to get some Rex eggs and power level my Yeti. That being said, I grabbed all the female boss Rexes that I had and threw them out along with the male and enabled mating on them so my Oviraptor could get his grubby little hands back to work. Once they were done, I threw all the eggs out to hatch and committed several acts of violence against Mother Nature and all known laws of morality. Alright, Yeti's leveled, now I just gotta heal it. To do that, I threw one of the Rexes back out and killed a few locals chilling right outside my base. I then grabbed all the raw meat so I could hold E on my keyboard for an excessively long amount of time, all of course in the name of progress. Okay, it is day 41 and I'm just now realizing my catastrophic mistake of taming an Ichthy and using that to get the artifact of the brute. So, let's take the Ichthy, the artifact of the brute. Let's go over to the little cliff ledge here. You know, throw them off. That's my mistake, guys. I feel kind of bad about that, I'm not gonna lie. Broke my own rules. Anyway, I haven't played in like a week. I've just been doing some stuff IRL. So I think a lot of these Rexes should have level. Whoa, wow. Okay, I thought they would have some levels, not that much. Let's do like 40k health in melee. Wow, these things are gonna be wicked. These things are going to be so strong. So after leveling all the Rexes and putting them back into hibernation to continue healing, I had to do a little bit of pondering on how I actually get the artifact for the brood again. Okay, this sounds very dumb, but I almost want to try swimming through the cave. I have this really good pike. I know there's a Zyfac in there. If I could just bring some extra scuba, if I could get a focal chili as well, I'll swim faster. On that note, I crafted a couple of extra scuba tanks, repaired my flak, and I threw Larry off my shoulders since there was a really high likelihood of things going south on this mission. And I did not feel like putting Larry through another traumatic event. Let's make 2 more flippers. Am I far off from being able to make a cooker? I will need one of these. I think I have everything. Except maybe the poly, and maybe I need some paste too. Make a cooker, we'll make a focal chili, because that makes you be able to move quicker. And there's another super broth, which you consume stamina slower. I did have to pay a visit to the beavers again for more cementing paste. And I also needed organic polymer, which I could get a ton from those big flying bugs, so I grabbed a Rex and headed out to do that. Okay, where are the swamp buggy boys at? They're big, they're usually hard to miss. Oh, here's one of the bugs. There's my polymer solved. Now it's just the paste. On day 42, I stopped by a green drop with a ring that hooked me up with a really nice ascendant for a chest piece. This was going to be perfect for the Megapithecus boss, as its arena is pretty cold, as you all probably know. Otherwise, I'm really not having much luck finding beaver dams. We might have to just craft some paste back at base. So when I returned to base, I queued up all the paste that I was missing, and I crafted up the industrial cooker. Sable autocraft, okay. Focal chili. Yep, I need crops. And then which one? Okay, maybe that's not a thing. Anyways, I needed to get crop plots going for the focal chilies, so I went out to farm up some of those. Honestly, I bet they'll go fine right here. Yo, dude, 145? 32 points into health? Just strolling up to my gates like that? Alright, I need to get this dude in a trap. 32 into health? Brother. I quickly assembled a simple 2x2 just outside, and I politely nudged the Theory to get it to follow me inside. Bang. Got it, dude. 32 points in the health just strolling up to my gates, bro. Holy luck. I then threw out my Venenosaur, which had a ton of levels from just sitting in the ball by now. So of course, I dumped all the points into melee, then got a few narco berries and started spitting bars at the Theory. Holy torpor. Bro, knock it out in 2 shots. Wake up in 6 minutes. We need to tame a Phiomia to get feces for fertilizer, and we also need to get the crop seeds, which I bet I have in that Venenosaurus. Phiomia shouldn't be too hard to find. Perfect. 145. I mean, I'd prefer a lower level, but whatever. It don't matter. One spit from the Venenosaurus sent it to sleep, so I got that taming straight away until I realized what I was actually doing again. Oh wait, I can't tame a Phiomia. Oh, it's a vanilla creature, dude. Oh no. I caught myself this time. I caught myself. Unfortunate. Can I feed this Bionarch to sleeping dinos? Will this give you torpor? Dude, there's no way you just hit the Theory. I'm going to sleep. Oh yeah. After my little power nap, I fed the Bionarch to the Theory, but honestly, it was very mid at keeping things asleep. Okay, well now for my my fertilizer situation. This is gonna be rough. I think I'm only gonna use 2 crop plots per crop. Just won't be able to produce enough fertilizer to run all of these efficiently. What do you mean not irrigated? There we go. 200 cementing paste for a toilet? Really? I started cooking up some while heading out to get some more stone and to feed the Theory biotoxin to keep it asleep. Alright, got a toilet, so I'll be able to make my own fertilizer, which will be more effective rather than animal feces. That also meant that I had to do my usual cursed toilet ritual. It involves me banging my head over and over again against a thatched ceiling to lose stamina really quickly, and I would then use the toilet to actually get the fertilizer once my food had drained. But once I had a bag of fertilizer for each crop plot, I grabbed the seeds that I needed and seeded all the crop plots to kickstart the passive income machine. I then went out to do a little bit of lawn mowing with Perietta to get some seeds that I was missing, and I also crafted a water tank because for some reason this one crop plot just wasn't getting any irrigation. Okay, I'm gonna make a shovel as well to till the dirt. That'll make things grow faster. Anyways, I did have some kibble in my preserving bin, so I grabbed the extraordinary ones that I had and fed it to the sleeping Theory to get it tamed up. Bang. 46 in the health. Melee's awful, but 46 in the health is pretty solid. That's actually very good. So I can pick it up. But this theory is definitely very good to have. We'll get a high level female. We need to get one with better melee for sure. And then we'll definitely use the Paleo theories for the dragon boss. For those of you that don't know why theories are preferred over Rexes in the dragon fight, it's simply due to the fact that fire damage does more to carnivores. So the Rexes would get melted in the dragon fight, quite literally melted. And theories are also good because since they're herbivores, you can feed them sweet vegetable cakes, which give them a lot of HP back really quickly. Anywho, I also cooked up the focal chili and I crafted a fridge to replace the preserving bin. I then grabbed my scuba, emptied out my inventory of any things I did not feel like losing, and restocked on grapples. Okay, I think I have everything I need for the cave. Is this gonna work? Honestly, probably not, but I really don't have any other better ideas right now because I don't really know what other water dinos I can tame, and I really just want to get this boss out of the way. That being said, I made my way back out to the ocean, put on scuba, and dove right down into the cave. The Zyphak from last time was still waiting for me in the entrance of the cave, though I pulled out my pike and threw hands with it, which was a little maneuver that cost me all of my flak. Anyways, I then swam deeper into the cave and grappled up to land again to regain my stamina and some health before I would dive back in again. Here, boy, chop you up. I was doing way too little damage to the eels, so I had to abort that fight and continue swimming ahead. Thankfully, I made it to the artifact in one piece, so I grabbed it and then quickly grappled up to the ceiling above me to save myself from the eel. I have the artifact. Wow, I wish I brought parachutes. Just gotta get out of here. After sneaking my way around the land part of the cave, I put the scuba back on and started swimming out of the cave while staying close to the surface of the water. This was so I could pull myself up with the grapples when the eel eventually found me again. I think it's just one. Let me go. Okay, home stretch, come on. Surely there's nothing in the entrance, because, I don't know, I killed the one Zyphak. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out something for the hard underwater cave. I have no clue what that is yet, though. Oh, no way. Get me out, man. Oh, I actually did it, dude. Wow. Okay, let's go back to base. Okay, we got the artifact of the brute legitly. Wow, that was a pain. But y'all cannot make fun of me in the comments anymore, though, for breaking my own rule. Okay, so how... Okay, they're all fully healed, which is good, and they're all saddled. We also have all the tributes, so let me just get myself prepared, and then we're gonna go out and do this Megapithecus boss, man. I also wanted to cook up some medical brews since I had the industrial cooker now. So I queued up a bunch of narcotics to craft and did some more lawn mowing for tinto berries. Okay, medical brews. 70, perfect. Now, obviously I wanted stronger saddles, but my dinos are so strong, I'm honestly not worried about it. I think we're gonna wipe through this boss, no problem. Wow, no problem. That being said, I prepared all the tributes and artifacts, then waited for the medical brews to finish cooking. And I headed out to the blue obelisk to get the first boss fight out of the way. Ooh, some sap? Honestly, I'll take this. When I arrived at the terminal, I threw one of the Rexes out to clear any uninvited spectators off the platform. Then I could deploy the rest of my army in peace. Okay, got the whole gang lined up around the obelisk. As I said, I'm fully expecting to steamroll through this thing. We better. Alpha Megapithecus, here we go with the Paleo Dinos. Let's see how strong these things really are. As soon as we all teleported into the arena, I hopped on the Yudi and whistled my army to the back corner to keep them safe from falling off the edges of the bridge. Alright, let's go get this dude's attention. Ooh, I have nothing to actually get his attention with. Alright, let's courage buff them a little bit. Oh, it sounds different. What? I don't know how I feel about that. Is that supposed to be more realistic? Anywho, with my Rex is fully buffed up, I ran up to the monkey and got its attention. Neutral, kill him, sick him. Oh, what is happening? Oh, we're decimating him, but he's not hitting too light either. We're mobbing him though. Holy screen shake. Wow. And they've perfectly surrounded him as well. Oh, dude, obliterating this thing. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, get mobbed on, man. They just destroyed that thing. Imagine if I get good saddles for these things. As a matter of fact, the boss survived less than a minute, so it was safe to say my Rex army was more than capable of taking on the Broodmother and Overseer as well. Really hope I'm not getting too overconfident here. Just killed it so unbelievably quick. Good job, gang. Really, they all took less than 10k damage. That's amazing. Just like that, back to base. Okay, so before I start grinding for the Broodmother and Dragon, tributes and actual tame tames because I do need to tame more Theres. I want to tame those Ornithochirus. I think that's what they're called. They're the giant birds that are super fast and aggressive out by the ocean. I've ran into them once or twice, and I think they'll be a better version of a hawk. I'm not totally certain, but we can definitely check it out. Okay, let's put this first trophy up. Oh yeah, I'm going to be aura farming with my base for sure. And then I'm going to put the flag up here. Anywho, I expanded my storage by another box before renaming my Venenosaurus to Littlefoot 2 and picking up the Theory Trap. Okay, so I found out I'm pretty sure they're called Ornithochirus. Ornithochirus? I don't know. Once I look at one, I'll see its name for sure. So I'm gonna head out towards the red obelisk here out by the beaches because they seem to all be spawning obviously around the beaches and around the water. Okay, I think these are it. Oh, that's a 145. Yeah, Ornithochirus. So really not a lot of health and a lot of torpor, but that's fine because we've got Littlefoot V2. I just had to get it into the trap first, which I did bring with me, except not entirely. Oh, did I really? I didn't bring the foundations. Yeah, I was not about to fly all the way back home just to get that. Instead, I quickly farmed up new ones right here and got back to setting up the trap on the rock. Dude, they're so aggressive. They're aggroing on everything. I helped out by killing the pteranodon it was chasing to get its attention on me, but that bird had different plans. Alpha Theory? What? Oh, please. No, that's not even the one I want. Oh, there's no way. You idiot, why are you fighting that? So that one was a lost cause, meaning I could fly back and pack up the trap to go out and look for another high level, which thankfully didn't take me that long to find. Oh, there's a 140 right here. 14 points into health? That's awful. There's an alpha, what? A 145? 18? 30 points into melee. Oh, dude, I wasn't ready for you. Stay here. All that to deal 8 damage. Right, get in here. I locked it in with the gate, however, this was not the 145 that I originally wanted. Instead, it was a level 60, but I still wanted to tame it and see how good these things actually were. So I popped Littlefoot V2 out and spit some bars at it to knock him unconscious. So what do you take to tame? Raw meat? How convenient that there was a baby dodo right here just chilling on the rock. So of course, I packed that up for a ton of prime and fed it to the bird. It's got crazy stats for how low level it is. Okay, it's tamed. Let's go back to base and get this dude a saddle. Advanced Ornithochirus saddle? Oh, gives him more armor and a better look. It's not, no, it definitely is more expensive. I was short on cementing paste again as usual, so I had to craft more. Very unusual of me, I know. The beavers are probably enjoying their time just existing for once instead of worrying about unpaid taxes and the arrival of the tax man. Okay, there's my Ornithochirus saddle. Really intrigued to see how these things actually fly. So it does fly normally. Does it dive? Oh, it dives. Oh, it dives really fast. Wow. Dude, this thing is so fast. What's the wave surfing buff do? Oh, because you get a boost of speed when you ride the wave. Oh. Okay, and I can barrel roll? Wow. As for the damage though, it was really bad, like pretty much unusable in combat. But at the very least, I could pull out weapons on the back of this thing, so that would make up for its lack of combat skills. And the sheer speed at which I could actually dive alone was much better than any of my eagles. So let's go back to base and tame some, or get some stuff to tame higher level ones of these, because these are pretty cool. Oh, Larry, I forgot you. Get back on my shoulder, dude. Oh, I left the trap. That's what I did. I flew back and picked up the trap before looking around the area to see if there were any other high-level ones that were still around and interested in being tamed. Love how fast these things are. Man, I wish I got one of these earlier. On day 48, I spotted a level 140 female, so I quickly introduced myself to bring it closer to land while I constructed the trap again. Okay, I don't know what it is, but every time I get into render distance of one of these Ornithochirus, I'll go out of render distance obviously to place the trap, and I come back and they're just despawned. So I can't ever leave render distance once I get up close and personal. And that's definitely an issue because, I can't place a trap in the ocean unless I make a raft, which is what I plan on doing. So I'll find one over the water, place a raft down, and then, obviously go from there. So I flew back home to farm up said raft before heading back out to scout the oceans for yet another high-level bird. Oh. With that constructed, I grabbed the attention of the bird and slowly let it inside the trap on the first try. I then deployed Littlefoot V2 to spit some bars and get the bird knocked out. Bang. Got a 140 knocked out. As for the prime meat, I had to fly back home and switch over to my eagle to kill a random theory just out front since my Ornithochirus really wasn't that strong at all. And by the time I flew back to the bird and fed it, it tamed instantly, so I packed up everything and then returned home. Okay, so I've got this good level Ornithochirus. Obviously, I tamed it literally yesterday. So normally I probably would tame a male and try and get a breeding pair, but I don't know that I have time for that really. We've got to focus on getting the other stuff for the boss fights. So I think I'm gonna hone in and focus on doing the alpha brood mother next. I feel like that makes the most sense. I swear we'll be able to do it with no issues, just with how strong the army is and how quick we decimated through the Megapithecus. So let me look up the tributes for the Alpha Broodmother, and we'll get to collecting those artifacts as well as the obvious dino tributes. The 3 artifacts I needed to get were the artifact of the Clever, Hunter, and Massive. As for the tributes, I just needed 10 Archietalons, Sarcoskins, Sauropod Vertebrates, and Titanoboa Venom. None of that is hard to get whatsoever, and we actually have a bunch of that stuff already. However, it's actually getting through the cave which is the difficult part because we don't have a good caving creature really. I can't tame I could tame a leopard. It probably is time that I do that. Okay, let me get a trap and we'll just try and pick a leopard and actually knock that out since it basically is just the Thyla. What are the odds in a Ornithochirus is actually able to pick up a leopard? No clue. We will find out, I guess so. As a matter of fact, I found out real soon as this bird did not even have the ability to pick. So I had to fly back home to grab my eagle instead. Oh, I hear one. They literally just sound like Thylas. 135, perfect. 24 health, 25 melee, pretty well rounded. Alright, dude, not necessary. I really did not feel like getting this eagle killed either, so I swapped over to another one and built a simple 2x2 trap nearby and flew back to bring the leopard in. Brother, it's not that deep. Going to tame you whether you like it or not. Really? Okay, well, we got it in the trap, which was definitely the hardest part. Now let's throw out the Venenosaurus. Yeah, okay. These things like cooked meat more just like Thylas. They've got to just be reskinned Thylas, man. But they're not Thylas. They're leopards, so I'm allowed to tame them. Also, I do want to preface, I am experiencing a few little lag spikes here and there, and I think I'm just gonna accredit that to Wildcard being the people who make Ark. Oh, hello there. They put out an update a few days ago that basically broke the game as usual, so I'm sorry if the video does seem a little bit choppy from here on out, but hopefully they fix it sometime soon. Anyways, that 140 theory I spotted outside had 27 points into melee, and that was before tame. For reference, my theory that I had only had 26 in the melee, and that's tamed. So I definitely do have to tame this as well, since it had huge potential to come out with a really high melee stat. That being said, I threw my Venenosaur out again and farmed up some narco berries real quick so I could spit some bars. Also, as I'm taming, or about to knock out, oh man, okay, wrong attack. As I'm about to knock out this theory, I am reminded Wildcard did just release the first concept art, or maybe actual official image of the theory TLC they're gonna put into the official game. And honestly, this might be a crazy opinion, I hate it. I think this Paleo theory looks way better. Honestly, I think all they did for the theory TLC that's gonna go into the official game is just make it hairier. So I'm not a fan of that at all. Perfect. Wait, I do have kibble. Should I just tame the leopard with that? Let me see. I don't even know what kibble it would take. Let me check. Oh, you have a child that teleported to you. Okay. It says it's gonna take 1 extraordinary kibble to tame. I'll totally do that. And a 145 male theory right outside my base as well. What? Well, I've got no reason to not knock it out. I am actually getting blessed right now. Anyhow, the leopard tamed up with decent stats, so I potted it up before picking up the trap as well and claiming its child. Hold up, if I imprint you, what stat are you gonna come out with? Has better health. You have the same melee. It has slightly better health and stamina, but I'll have the imprint bonus on this. So yeah, I'll raise this. This will actually be better. This thing actually does look pretty cool. What should I name this? The green eyes are super sick. Oh, I know what I'm gonna name it. I saw there's always leopards or jaguars with like jade color eyes and I don't know, media, so I'm gonna name this Jade. On a side note, the Thera I had taming needed 3 kibble in total to tame up, but I decided to take one of the kibbles out to save it for another tame and instead just give it some Mayho berries to finish the taming process. On day 50, I packed up a couple of dinosaurs out the base so I could bring over Littlefoot V2 to of course get that high level male Thera knocked out. Perfect. Anyways, Jade, my leopard, had now fully grown up, so I crafted a saddle and hopped on to go for a little test drive. Oh, what? I can ride without a saddle? Oh, that's sick. Well, I'm still gonna put a saddle on just for the better protection. This has to be quicker than a normal Thyla, no? Maybe just because it's imprinted? I'm not sure. 127 damage, it's kind of concerning. Yeah, Jade over here definitely needed some power leveling because this damage was not going to do much for me in the caves. So I quickly assembled a small Rex breeding circle to collect eggs for me while I attended to other things. Okay, this female Thera is tamed. 37 points in the melee. Could definitely be better. I don't know, let's hope the male comes out with better points. The first batch of Rex eggs was ready, so in the meantime, I committed a few crimes against nature to get Jade up to a higher level. Honestly, I probably don't need to breed these anymore. Okay, I'm gonna force feed Jade back up to health. Also gonna wait for this other male Thera to tame, and then we'll go out and start getting some artifacts. Okay, Thera is tamed, please have good melee. 38, I mean, it's slightly better by a point. Okay, I think we'll be able to work with these stats. 46 is a lot into health, 38 isn't, but I guess since we have such good health stats, we can probably just put less points into health and then more points into melee to make up for it. Oh wait, this is a oh, 37 in the melee. 30. Like, is that 1 point really make that much of a difference? No, it does not. So yeah, we'll just breed these two and try to get a perfect breeding pair. We'll leave them breeding, we'll go out and get some artifacts, and we'll come back and start the Thera line, just so we get a perfect breeding pair and they can start making eggs. On the morning of day 51, I hopped on my Ornithocheirus and I flew out to the first cave housing the artifact of the Clever. I parked the bird inside, then threw out Jade and just ran head first into all the critters that were waiting for me in there. Okay, Jade's putting out solid damage. This will be fine for caving. Who are you? Oh, cave Monolophosaurus. Hello, new Uranios. Wish I could tame you, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I soon made it to the artifact room, so I killed the entire nation of bats that instantly swarmed me before copying the artifact of the Clever. Okay, artifact of the Clever. Wasn't too bad at all. Alright, I think next we'll go for the artifact of the Hunter. What the? Why are there water dinos spawning? What? What did that Ark update do? Hold on. So 150? Yeah, I'll take the tentacles. Guys, I have no idea what I just witnessed. I have never seen that happen in all my days of playing Ark. What? I'm keeping the tentacles, bro. Like, that's a... I'm keeping the tentacles. That kind of makes my life easier. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if another one and maybe 5 or so bassies fall out of the sky as well. That might have been the craziest thing I've ever seen in Ark. That strange phenomenon aside, I made it over to the Hunter Cave, so I ran down there on Jade. And of course, I smacked through the inhabitants of the cave, including the ones inside the artifact room. Hey, there's the artifact of the Hunter. Now, I think I just gotta get the artifact of the Massive. I think it's the artifact of the Massive from the lava cave, which shouldn't be too hard. I flew straight over to said lava cave and prepared to face yet another nation of cave critters. Wow. And I got mega rabies and I'm overheating. That's actually really not good. Oh, okay, I've got medical brews. One thing that I did not bring with me that I probably really should have was grapples. But Jade over here was a literal Olympic jumper, so I most likely wouldn't even need them. I've never gone this way. Wonder if it's worth a shot. After making it through a multitude of waves of locals, I could finally see the artifact, so I just had to be careful parkouring my way over to it. There we go. Third and final artifact collected for the broodmother. Now let's just get out of this cave safely. Honestly, going down that other path, I think it might be better than going down the path that I normally go down. You know, if I was good with words or something, I should say that's like a metaphor for taking the road less traveled or something in life, but this is an Ark video. I'm here to, I don't know, tame dinosaurs. That's about it. Okay, back to base we go. When I made it back, I quickly stored all the hide and chitin away for later use, and I grabbed the tributes I already had before getting ready to head out to hunt for the rest. Got some of them. Probably taking Eagle out, cause I do the most damage. Definitely bring a Rex. That might make things even easier. Also, you know what? Before I do that, we should get a perfect theory raising. You guys have made 1 egg. What's up with that? Not really sure why my chickens were lacking in the egg production department, but I cleaned up the evidence from my hatchery and then threw out one of the eggs to hatch. Oh, twins? Well, maybe have the good stats. Got the good melee, but not the good health. Okay, well, that didn't turn out so well. Let's get the tribute hunting. We'll come back and try that again in a minute. There was a whole lot of creatures near the swamp below my base, so I threw out my Rex and went on a quick killing spree to see what I could get. That's enough Sarker skins. I flew across the redwoods to the other side to get the sauropod vertebrates next, and after acquiring all those, I just needed a few Argytalons and the Titanoboa venom. Probably knock out the Argytalons just while I'm over here by the mountains. Okay, that's the Argytalons done, now just the Titanoboa venom. I stopped by a yellow drop that had a couple of elevator platforms inside, and if you didn't know, those can be demolished for a very solid amount of metal, polymer, and cementing paste. Finally, okay. Got all the tributes for the broodmother, perfect. Maybe I'll make up a few more medical brews, but after that, we're pretty much ready for the boss. That being said, I returned home to grab all my Rexes and prepare everything I would need to go and fight the broodmother. Okay, here is everything I need for the broodmother fight. Now, usually I do use Megatheriums just because they get the bug buff, and also Rexes are usually a bit too clunky. They're too big to actually, surround the broodmother effectively. However, I'm feeling really confident in these Paleo Rexes just because they're so strong, and I think they're a little smaller. Also, their hitboxes are better, and I think they'll be able to surround the broodmother a lot better and effectively take it down, and hopefully we won't lose any of them. So after making it to the green obelisk, I deployed all the Rexes onto the terminal before whistling neutral on them and actually starting the fight. I really hope this goes well. She's coming, bro. Oh wow, not a little amount of damage, but we're not dealing a little amount of damage either. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, look at them hanging from the ceiling. I didn't even think about that. Wow, okay, we're dealing some wicked DPS on this thing. The uranium's dropping from the ceiling is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. We really just need better saddles. Bang, dead, dude. I mean, yeah, they all took some pretty solid damage, but we did kill it. Y'all can go back in the dino balls, heal up, you guys earned it. Bang, some element and the Alpha Broodmother trophy. Sweet, we're actually making pretty solid progress. What, killed like 2 bosses within 10 days? Now we just gotta get the Theries going, the Theri line. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna take a little bit of time, and then of course the dragon tributes aren't easy either. After teleporting out of the arena, I hopped back on my bird and flew home to check on the Oviraptor, and it had a couple of eggs for me again, so I threw them out at the hatchery. And both of these need to be killed, okay. On day 55, I tried that again with another Theri egg, and this one produced twins, again, of course with the bad stats too. And egg number 4 was also a disappointment. Bro, I can't get a one with the good stats for my life. 231, surely. Yes. Okay, this is a perfect male. So I disabled mating on the parents and fed the baby to make sure it could grow up so I could get a perfect female going as well. Probably make a Paleo Theri saddle. Oh, what? The saddle looks so sick on this. That looks so cool. With the male replaced, I enabled mating on them once again and put the broodmother's head up for display on my base. Looking pretty cool. And then we'll put up the flag as well. Cause you boys aura farming as usual. Nothing different to see here. Anywho, the first egg soon dropped, so I hatched it and let the child enjoy a crisp 6 seconds of life before sending it on to a better world due to lack of good stats. Egg number 2 did give me a Theri with both the good stats, but it was also a male, so I just renamed it the boss and then imprinted it to grow up. Probably do need to start getting berries in the troughs. Anyhow, egg number 3 was another male, this time without the good stats. Oh, dude, I haven't even tested out the Theri's abilities yet. Okay, once I get a perfect breeding pair, I'm gonna take this guy out and go around base. But my luck did not get any better on day 57 either. Come on, be a female. Oh, man. Like, I'll take the boss ones, but just give me a female at least, please. Dude, there's no way I got another male. Oh. And when I finally did get a female, it didn't even come out with the good stats. Dude! Alright, well, I'm about to just raise this to up my chances. Please, bro. Yes! Oh! There's no, how am I this unlucky? Oh, I can just check that without claiming it. Oh, that. I have to be the most unlucky guy in the world. Finally, on day 59, I actually got the perfect female Theri that I was looking for, so I could stop mating on the parents. Oh, I finally got a good female. Dude, okay. So I was so lucky with those, like getting those fairies originally to tame, but wow, actually like getting a good breeding pair, I did not know it would be next to impossible. I went out to get a few berries on one of the chickens, and I imprinted the perfect female as well before going out to actually test out the Paleo theory properly while the child grew. So what are my attacks? So obviously I can do a swipe attack, I can do a pick fiber, I don't know if that does any damage. I can bite to get berries. Now let's look to the right here. Double claw combo spacebar? What else? Sharpen claws? Sit down? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, now sharpen claws. Sharpen. What? Oh, and then he does more damage probably. There's Xeno's sharpen. 2x armor penetration? Wow. Okay, useful against enemies wearing saddles. So once again, if you don't know how fairies really work, you want to get them up to 21k HP and then the rest into melee, because that's how vegetable cakes are most effective. I don't know. Somebody way smarter than me a long time ago did the math. And 21k health is the best health to have, and then every single other point goes into melee. Anyways, I'm kind of recording this late at night, so I kind of just want to get the boss army raised up and then put them all in a dino ball and then go to sleep and, you know, wake up to them having a bunch of levels so I don't have to power level them. So to prepare for the mass hatching of baby theories, I obviously had to refill my troughs with berries as they would very quickly shred through my stocks. I think there's like a 0% chance that I get a theory saddle blueprint, so in the meantime, while I am breeding theories, I'm gonna try and get a little bit ahead just to save myself some time and start crafting primitive saddles. I should have everything, maybe just wood. I do think Paleo theories, I think they reduce wood. I love how fast they are, man. They reduce the weight of wood, I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. Oh yeah, that's nice. So actually help with the saddle production. Anywho, the theory I hatched next wanted regular kibble for imprint, which I didn't have, but I wanted to try and make it. Cooked meat jerky. How long is that gonna take to craft? Oh no. Okay, no, I should have enough metal for the saddles. Like, I like doing metal runs, don't get me wrong, but I don't know that I have the time for a good thick metal run right now. As I got more female theories, I expanded the breeding circle, and that sped up the whole theory arming raising process by a bunch. Why am I only producing females now? What? I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait. Alright, this will make 18. These are the last ones we've got to raise. Perfect. I also got all the saddles for them, so once they were grown, I threw one on all of them and then put them into the dino balls to start their idle leveling journey. All the theories are raised and saddled, so I'll get on tomorrow, and they should have a bunch of levels, which will be good. Okay, logging in some time later. It's time to throw out all of these theories and play clicking simulator. I'm not gonna lie, every time I do this, my fingers do hurt pretty bad. I would leave them to gain even more levels in the dino balls since I didn't plan on doing the dragon boss fight that soon. For now, I just wanted them to start healing up, so by the time that I actually needed them, I would just put whatever points they had in the melee and they would all be ready to smack up the dragon. Okay, I've got the theories leveled up a little bit. I do want to take one of them out and see how much I'm heading for. Yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty strong. It could definitely use more melee, but with a bunch of them UD buffing, these will hit pretty hard. So gonna let those theories continue to level and do their thing. In the meantime, we've got to start locking down artifacts and tributes for the dragon boss as well as prioritizing veggie cakes that my theories definitely need. Good thing my crop plots were hard at work ever since I placed them, producing a bunch of crops for me to use in the recipe. Another thing I needed for the veggie cakes was of course the sap, so I had to make a few sap taps for that. Oh, these are expensive. Yeah, I really needed to get my hands on more metal, so I first threw out one of the theories to go and get more wood. And I then relit all of my forges to smelt through whatever raw metal that they had left in them. Okay, forges are cooking with metal. Probably gonna need more paste, yeah. And for that, I would of course visit my good old friends the beavers. Why are these 100 metal a pop? It's okay, I'm rich. This is like my last metal, I don't really know why I said that. I wanted to get a total of 8 going, so I headed back out to loot more beaver dams while more metal smelted. Back at the crib on day 63, I refilled the forges again and crafted the last few sap taps I wanted before heading out to set them up in the redwoods. And the Ornithochirus is going to make this easy. Nice. Alright, now we need to turn attention to artifacts. I was all out of grapples, so I first crafted a bunch of those as they would definitely come in handy in the next few caves that I had to dive into, especially in the small ice cave in the snow. I've fallen victim to the instant death void more times than I would like to admit. Okay, we've got some grapples, and I'm also noticing I have a little quest to craft 25 thatch structures and I get some more skill points. Might as well craft those. Dude, I kind of need like a melee weapon for some of these caves. Like I have this pike, but more, I shouldn't say melee weapon. I need a gun or a compound bow. Basically, I needed some means of pest extermination for the small ice cave, which I was about to go actually head out to. Let's go get the artifact of the Sky Lord. Usually, I like to have a weapon, but I'm just gonna throw out Jade in there. Once inside the cave, I found a little room where I could deploy Jade and aggro some of the inhabitants over to kill before continuing deeper into the cave with my Ascendant Pike in hand. What is happening on my screen right now? What is happening on my screen? Why is the lighting so weird? On day 64, I made it into the artifact room, so I carefully inched closer to this ledge from which I could snag the artifact and dip. Bang. Just like that, I secured the first of the 4 artifacts needed for the dragon. So I flew back home to sort out my stuff before I could go out and grab the next one. Okay, so I think I'm gonna target the artifact of the immune next. I know you usually just take a Megatherium into the cave, but I think I might have to take a Theri because I can't tame a Megatherium. And I also needed to make a set of scuba to negate the poison damage inside the cave. But for that, I would need polymer. I don't have the obsidian, bruh. Alright, let me just go find a bug to kill real quick. Or you know what, I could probably just go harvest the obsidian I need on top of the volcano. Squish tank, you're coming with me. The Ornithochirus actually had a really decent weight stat, so I flew up to the volcano, swung Squish Tank's tail a couple of times, and got all the obsidian that I needed. So I headed back home to turn it into hard polymer and of course make it into scuba. That's all the scuba I need. I'm just wondering, the Theris are pretty big. Are they gonna fit? Is it gonna fit in the cave? If not, I could probably use my Thyla, maybe? Let's try it. Alright, will this fit? Huh. I could throw it out, but moving around in the cave was really clunky, so I had to use Jade instead. I did a quick back and forth back to base to grab her and then returned to invade the Buggy Boy's real estate once again. Not gonna lie, having a Megatherium would be really nice about now. Dude, these Iranios are strong. This should be doable though, for sure. I continued fighting all the cave critters into day 65, but eventually I decided just to try and run past everything since it was taking too long due to all the high levels in there. Okay, honestly, this is working. Dang, dude. 2 out of 4 for the dragon boss fight. Yeah, bringing Jade in here was definitely the move. Perfect, dude. Just like that, we're out. Okay, so as you all may or may not know, to summon the dragon, you need an artifact from the hard underwater cave, and you also need some underwater tributes like 2 tentacles, which I have here. I need a few more. But you also need Basilo Blubber, or I need a really strong underwater tame. And that's perfect because the Paleo mods once again add something great. I think it's the Paleo or Evo Mosasaur, I think that's what it's called. And I've heard they've been buffed, so they're actually really strong. They're a lot better than normal Mosasaurs, which are in dire need of a TLC. But I have zero clue on how I'm actually going to tame one because I don't have any underwater dinos right now. Or, this might be dumb, but can my Ornithochirus go underwater? Because it's like a seabird. Yes, it can. Oh, look what it brought me to as well. Okay, this actually makes things doable. Okay, let me go start looking for mosasaurs. We'll, I don't know, see what they look like, see how big they are, see how fast they are. And then we'll come up with a way to actually knock one out. Because I know they have a ton of torpor, so if I can effectively trap one, I maybe, just maybe, could throw out my Venenosaurus or Littlefoot underwater and then spit at it and knock it out real quick. I don't know if that'll actually work or not. Anywho, I flew out to the ocean and dove down in to start looking for said mosasaur. Now, the bird was not the quickest of swimmers, but considering it's a flyer that could also go underwater, I was not complaining. Oh, see, there's a Tuso. I wish I could tame that. Alright, I just need to make sure I don't run into any eels. Speaking of not running into eels, that is actually what I ended up doing, and at the worst time possible as well. No, man. Oh, I think I see one too. Paleomosa. But I've got this guy on me. Why do I do no damage? Not good. Not good. Luckily, I could just take to the sky to avoid the eels completely. But I needed to go back down there to see the mosasaur. Here we go. 19,000 torpor. But yes, a Paleomosa. It looks like it got our little remodel. Alright, let me go back to base and get my Venenosaurus and just kind of test out how it works shooting underwater. Because if it's somewhat decent, I might be able to knock it out without making a trap. That being said, I flew back home to repair my scuba tank and grab Littlefoot V2 as well as a bunch of narcotics. And I then converted them to biotic spit in his inventory before heading back out to the ocean to conduct the test. Okay, and right here we go. Oh, it won't shoot underwater. Looks like Littlefoot's rapping career was now a wrap, at least for the ocean audience, as he couldn't spit any bars down there. What is that thing? That thing looks terrifying. Where's my bird? Hello? Where'd my bird go? Oh, it's fighting one. Oh, dude. Okay, well, good thing I've got scuba on me. Hold up, there's another. Oh, 150? Dude, there's a 150 right there. I made it back to shore, and I had to jog all the way back home since my bird was too busy goofing around with a wild Ornithochirus. Anyways, when I returned, I hopped on one of the eagles and flew back to my Ornithochirus to help it out in the century-long dogfight, since neither of them actually did any damage to each other. Alright, what is this Hydrovanta? I'm gonna try and tame it. I need a water tame. What? Bro, please purchase the mod. Dude, insanity. Alright, I want to see how close can I get this mosasaur to the surface. Because if I can get it like right up close to the surface and somehow trap it, I don't know. I might be able to shoot down on it with my Venenosaur and actually knock it out somewhat efficiently. Okay, these things definitely got a big model overhaul. They look sick. Hey, come here. Okay, I can get him up to the surface. That means I can trap him. I can trap him close to the surface. I slowly kited it to the beach, where I then deployed Littlefoot V2 and quickly started spitting at its forehead. Come on, please. Dude, no way. No way I get it like this. Oh, it's totally gonna need narcotics to keep it asleep. No way. I like beached it. I fed it some of the leftover spit before hopping on my bird to fly back home and grab narcotics. Please tell me I have narcotics. Yes! Okay, let me grab, yeah, Theria will work. Back at the beach, I had to deal with another wild Ornithochirus that was just going ham on everything in the area. Anyways, I fed it a few narcotics to keep it asleep, and I actually flew back home once more as I remembered I still had some extraordinary kibble lying around. Only got 2, that's probably not going to be enough. I'll have to get prime meat with it. When I returned on day 6-7, I found a baby moss chop, so I got all the prime I would need to feed the Mosa. I can't believe we beached it and knocked it out like that. Let's go back to base and make it a saddle. Maybe we can go out Tuso and Basilisk hunting immediately. Or Basilo hunting. I'm praying it's strong, man, because in the base game, mosasaurs really aren't that strong, but this is a paleo mosasaur. The saddle was called the Evo Mosasaur saddle in the smithy, so I crafted up one of those before flying back to check on it and feed it more narcotics. I also killed another baby dino for more prime meat, just in case the prime meat that I got a few minutes ago would spoil before it tamed. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. 25,000 health? Crush syndrome? Oh, why is it taking torpor? Hold up. Oceanic apex. What does that mean? Aggro radius reduced? What? That's sick. What type of abilities does this have? So obviously just a bite, so you can grab stuff. Tail swipe. Okay. Breach. I don't know what breach means. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. Okay, well, it doesn't look like it's doing a ton. But let's just, what are we hitting for? What are you? I don't know. Oh. That's some very solid damage. The tail swipe wasn't all that effective, so it looked like the basic bite attack was my best attack. I also just noticed the stats that I rolled, and they were looking pretty good, all things considered. 46 in the melee, 47 in the health. Oh, it's probably because it doesn't have an oxygen stat, or I don't know, it's missing a bunch of stats, so it's able just to get points into other things. Oh, what is this? 19,000, what the? Oh, it's bleeding me? Oh no. What is that thing? Dude, that thing's stronger than my mosasaur. Okay, well, let's not fight one of those things. Anyways, I soon ran into that 150 Tuso that I saw earlier, and I swam straight down to throw hands, or jaws, I guess. Oh, it can pick me? What? Oh no, that's not good that it can pick me. I definitely need points in melee, man. The fight continued into day 68, and the squid inked all over my screen in a desperate attempt at trying to get away from me. Come here, you ain't running away from me. No, something harvested it. Oh, I've got to find the bag for the tentacles now. At least I got a decent amount of levels put into health and melee, but the bag was pretty much gone since there was no way I could find it among all the seaweed and foliage. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to find and take down another Tuso. Unfortunate. Swimming around the ocean more anyway, because I gotta look for bassies, and I guess if I kill another Tuso, I'll get more experience. Look on the bright side, I guess. Look on the bright side. Oh, see, here's the other Mosa. Let me kill this. This should give me some XP too. Okay, we're hitting harder now with upgraded points into melee. I would eventually have to find an Alpha Mosasaur for its tooth, as that's one of the requirements for the Alpha Tech Cave. Tylosaurus? Seems like a mini Mosa. It's so fast. It's so fast. Not very strong though. Okay, here we go. First Basilow. Oh, I can jump out of water. That's probably how I beached it. It's actually like meant to go out of water. That's so sick. Anyhow, the hunt for underwater tributes continued, and I soon found another Tuso. This one being a lower level as well, so killing it wasn't as much of a pain as before. Got him. 50k health, and just the rest in the melee. Doesn't sound bad to me. Well, now I've got all the tentacles I need. Just gotta continue the hunt for Basilos. Oh, there's one right here. I'm like finding all of them out here, bro, in the northern sea. Alright, I just need one more Basilo. That was it for the tributes, so I swam back up to the beach, crowed the Mosa, and threw out my bird to fly back home. Okay, so I got the Mosa healing in the Dino Ball now, so we'll go and try and get the underwater artifact later. For now, we're gonna focus on getting the artifact of, I think it's the strong and the super hard snow cave, and then by the time we're done with that, the Mosasaur should be pretty much fully healed. But anyways, I think we're gonna go try and get the artifact with Theres, since they can get through the cave and they're pretty strong. Oh no, we could also do Rexes. Let's do Rexes. Should I? Yeah, let's just give them a whirl, because the Theres don't have the best saddles and the most amount of health. I made a few more grapples and another set of flak armor just in case, since there are actually Prolovias in the cave, so it wouldn't hurt to have a replacement set on hand. With all that prepared, I hopped on the back of my bird and flew into the ice cave. Inside, I deployed the 2 Rexes and got to work on clearing out the inhabitants. Yeah, dude, these Rexes are so strong. Even as I was getting swarmed by a ton of these high-level bears and wolves, I could just stomp the ground, which would immediately kill most of them. Now I gotta clear out these crystals so I can make my way through. Rexes were most definitely the move. I'm steaming through this cave. Oh! I didn't think I could actually get stunned off the back. Hold up, can the stomp? The stomp can break crystals, no way. Anyways, the crystals were not the only thing that got stomped into the ground, and with that being said, I soon made it over to the artifact room. Okay, here's 3 out of the 4 artifacts. Now let's make the grand escape. Wow, dude, I love these paleo creatures so much, I cannot overstate it. After this video, it's gonna be hard going back to vanilla creatures, probably on Genesis 1 most likely. On a side note, I stopped by a blue cave drop as I saw an ascendant fur cap in there that could come in handy in the Overseer Arena. If you didn't know, it's very cold in there. Back at the crib on day 71, I checked on my Mosasaur before concluding that I still had plenty of time before it was fully healed, so I could focus on a little side quest that I had to complete regardless. And that of course would be to cook up a bunch of veggie cakes for my Theres. So I first flew out to the redwoods to check on my sap taps, which were really easy to collect from the back of my Ornithocheirus. Not a bad amount of sap, could definitely be more, but we'll make do, and I think I have actually a solid amount from collecting drops. These are probably running out of fertilizer sooner rather than later, yeah. Gotta make sure I keep collecting the crops, as I need them. Okay, so what am I looking at for veggie cakes? Just those crops. I need stimulants, fiber, and then bee honey. Bee honey is going to be annoying because I'm not going to be able to tame a bear. So we're just gonna have to get honey just by picking beehives by hand, which is really inefficient to be honest, but you know, what can you do? That being said, I first got a ton of fiber with one of my Theres and then started working on stimulant. Once again, Perietta is coming in quite clutch. Now we need to get stim berries as well. Alright, time to get some honey, which really, I mean, it's not great, but it's a lot better than it could be. This Ornithocheirus definitely does make it easier. I mean, honestly, this is insanely quick, though. I've already got that much honey in, what, a minute? The only concern was my health that took a hit from each beehive, so I did have to stop by back at base to heal up with medical brews. Anywho, I started cooking up the first few veggie cakes, and in doing so, I quickly noticed that honey was going to be the first ingredient I would run out of. So I basically just had to do these small little heists in the redwoods every now and then to actually make more cakes. More so meaning that I'm gonna need more medical brews as well to heal from all the damage that I'm gonna take. So on day 2, I ran another little lawn mowing session with my Theory and queued up a bunch of medical brews to cook up before heading back into the redwoods for round 2. Alright, this is definitely going to be a process. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. Yep, just the honey that's slowing me down as I predicted. I did do the cursed little toilet ritual as well to refill my crop plots with fertilizer before heading back out to rob more beehives and keep up the cooking. Ooh, Alpha Carno. Hold up, I need to kill this for its arm, I think. I need it for the tribute for the Alpha Overseer. Dang, gave me that Alpha Carno arm. Okay, Mosasaur is all healed up. I'm doing pretty well on cakes. I don't have all the veggie cakes that I need, but we're making good progress. So just in case, well, we gotta go get this artifact. But just in case, I'm gonna leave all of my good stuff here. Larry, I'm gonna leave you here. But yeah, dude, let's fly out to the hard underwater cave. All right. We are here, yeah, at the eastern coast of the island. So where is this cave? See, normally through this cave, I just try and like speed in, grab the artifact, and get out. But obviously that's not really the play on a giant Mosa. I'm gonna try and brute force my way through. And, you know, just hope it pans out for me. I don't really know what else. I don't know what else to say. Diving down into the cave entrance, it was looking pretty much empty, which was a good sign. Then swimming into the big open room is where I saw my first op, a level 215 Mosa. Oh wait, since I'm an oceanic apex, I have a smaller aggro range. So I'm really not getting aggroed by that much. Okay, I can take this guy. Okay, this is actually good. Paleo Mosa 285? No. Oh, now they're mate boosted. This is not good. The mate boost cut my damage by a bunch, but it was already too late for that other Mosa. So the fight quickly turned into a 1v1 in which the level 285 Paleo Mosa had no chance against me. Got it. Another point in the melee for me, dude. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Am I going to be able to fit in here? It's gonna be tight. Okay, so far so good. Okay, we can get in here. That's probably the most important part. And surprisingly, I could even squeeze through the tiny opening in the back of this. So I just had to take out the few things that were actually guarding the artifacts before I could get it. I think I'm good. Got it, dude. Oh, dude, the Paleo Mosa was such a good pick. So this was the fourth and final artifact that I needed. Along with, I have all the underwater tributes I need. I just need to get the other land apex tributes. Which I think from memory I need, like, I don't know, maybe Aloe Brains, Rex Arms, probably UD Lungs. A bunch of annoying stuff to get pretty much. But it's okay, man. It's doable. It's doable. Just like that, we are out. Too easy, bro. Too easy. Paleo Mosa on top. While flying back to base, I checked all the tributes that I would need, and I saw that I would also need to get 2 gigahearts for the Alpha Dragon fight, and those probably aren't going to be very easy to get. Larry, I'm back. I did not die. Okay, so what of the tributes do I have? I have 2 Aloe Brains, and that's it. Okay, well, that meant I really had no time to waste, so as day 74 rolled around, I was right out to start gathering the rest. Ooh, Eocarcharia in the mesh here. I need this thing to die, dude. Please tell me I can lead it out so I can lead it in the lava. Really? Oh, come on. Surely you can get free. Oh, who are you? Paleo Giga 140? That would be so sick to tame, but I'm not. I need your heart, bro. There we go. This is how I'm getting my Giga Hearts. I would totally tame this thing if I didn't need its heart for the dragon boss. Oh, it's out. Perfect, dude. This is how I'm getting both of my hearts. One little problem I ran into was the fact that as soon as the Giga died, the Carcar ate its corpse, leaving the bag somewhere in the lava. No, you idiot. There's another one in the wall. Okay, well, that's 1 heart. Can you get out of the mesh? This is such a great and well-built game. I've got an idea. Let me leave render, come back, and then maybe it'll be able to get out. Oh, dude, you thought about getting out of the mesh at all? All right, man, we'll take some time, think about getting out of the mesh. I'll go get some other tributes in the meantime. I flew into the redwoods where I took out a few Rexes for their arms before looking around the local mountains for aloes. The tribute grind continued into day 75 with a bunch more Rexes and aloes taken out. Okay, that's all the Rex arms I need. I just need 2 more aloes, a bunch more Uties, and then another Giga Heart. I'm honestly collecting the tributes faster than I thought I was, or would be, so I'm not complaining so far, but we'll see how it goes getting that last Giga Heart and then 10 UD Lungs. Okay, that is all the Aloe Brains done. Ooh, sap. After grabbing that, I made a quick pit stop back at base to store up the tributes and my sap away before heading back out in the very early morning of day 76. Okay, I think I hear the last UD I need over here. Okay, yep, that's the last UD lung I need. Now I just need one more Giga Heart and I'm good. That being said, I flew back up to the volcano to see if that Giga has decided to come out of the mesh just yet. You in here, dude? Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this one's getting out. So a little bit of waiting later and leaving the render distance just to fly back on day 77, I actually got a new one to spawn in, and this one was not a mesh enthusiast. Oh, here we go, we got another one to spawn in. Okay, so it just took me flying around the volcano and waiting a little bit. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Oh, it just gave me the heart immediately. Nice. Okay, we have everything we need for the Alpha Dragon fight, except I do have to make more veggie cakes. And for those, I literally just needed more honey, so it looked like it was time to anger the hardworking redwood bees once again. Oh, Larry, I forgot to pick you up. My bad, dude. Make myself some more medical brews as well. The redwood honey heist continued on day 78, and when I returned home, I noticed a big bug flying a little bit too close to my base. So of course, I had to introduce myself and introduce it to the rules of my property. This dude's getting a little too close for comfort. Okay, I have all the veggie cakes I need. Thankfully, that was quite a process. So, I'm gonna make a storage box. We're gonna take all the theories over to the red obelisk as well as the veggie cakes. Yeah, I gotta put all the points into melee for the theories as well. The cakes were quite heavy, so I had to deploy my White Eagle to carry them all over to the terminal. Yo, how are you at the red obelisk? You spawn in the redwoods. Anywho, I threw out all the theories and leveled up their melee with the points they gained while in hibernation. Okay, that's all the theories deployed and leveled. Now let's just go back to base, get the tributes, and then come back, put all the cakes in their inventory, and then, you know, start the boss, man. These things are pretty strong. They've got 21k HP and a little under 1100 melee. Primitive saddles, not ideal at all, but there's like a 0% chance I would ever get Therizino saddle blueprint. Pretty sure the only real place you can get them is like red supply crates with rings and maybe cave drops, specifically in the ice cave. On that note, I flew back home as day 79 rolled around, and I started preparing everything that I would need for the fight myself. Okay, so if you guys don't know, in the dragon fight, you can actually be hit off your mount by the Dimorphodons that spawn in there, so I want to make sure that I bring extra armor. Definitely don't want to bring fur, it's going to be super hot in there. Okay, here's all the flak I should need, and then do I have any ghillie that I can put on to try and keep myself cool? Probably not. Okay, well yeah, I'll just have to be slamming medical brews to keep myself cool, or to keep myself alive. There's 0 chance I'm staying cool. Okay, I'm leaving Larry at base. Do not want to die with him. I flew back to the red obelisk and I split the veggie cakes among all the chickens to get them ready for the fight, only to realize I forgot the tributes back at base. Oh, I forgot the tributes at base. Okay, well, let me fly back and grab those real quick. Okay, let's take all of these. Whole lot of tributes and artifacts that were, I don't know, I shouldn't say they were too hard to get. Okay, with that, we are ready for the boss fight. So with the cakes, if I'm not mistaken, the cakes give 2000 HP each. So these really should have the equivalent to 41,000 health, I hope, because we're gonna need it. Alpha Dragon is no joke. Okay, need to get into the circle. All right, let's start this thing. After teleporting into the arena, I immediately hopped on the UD and began to buff up my army of chickens. I also moved them off the spawning platform as the dragon likes to spit fireballs. Okay, I always have the problem of whenever I fight the dragon, my UD always dies. So I've really got to take care to make sure my UD does not die here. We're still neutral. He's coming down. Sick him, sick him. Okay, we're doing good damage. He's also doing good damage though. All right, Theory, could you go in and hit him? I don't know, man. They're actually doing really well. Okay, some of them are taking damage. Oh yes, go, come on, go hit him. Oh wow, okay, I'm too close to his fire for my liking. Dude, oh, we're melting him. Is he even gonna take off? Okay, I thought he would fly away by now. We are destroying him. Dude, no way we just kill him first try. No way. Oh, dude, you guys are insane. Okay, hold up. I need to take these veggie cakes before they eat them. Bro, they killed him so quick. We did so well. The paleo dinos are just too good, man. Dude, we actually did so well. I'm shocked with how good we did. That's actually awesome. After teleporting back out on day 80, I grabbed everything off the UD, cryoed it, and hopped on my Ornithochirus, which surprisingly could carry me home. I'm just shocked the dragon didn't fly away or anything. It just stood on the ground the whole time and we killed it in one go. I don't know that that's ever happened to me before. Anyway, I am not complaining by any means. When I returned, I quickly sorted through my inventory before getting to the most important part, the ore farm. I made another trophy mount and then placed the flag between the other two with the dragon's head just below. Oh yeah, that's tough. All the alpha boss heads on a thatch base, by the way. Anyway, yeah, so with these, and we've got a few of the tributes that I need. We've got the alpha raptor claw and the alpha carno arm. We just need a few more alpha tributes, which we can go take a look at right now in the volcano. But yeah, with those, then we can start the alpha overseer. And I think I'm just gonna take a combination of my Rexes and my Theres, because they're just incredibly strong. If I somehow manage to fit both full armies in there, get them through the tech cave, that'll just be insane. The overseer will stand no chance. So I'm just missing the alpha lead Sichthys blubber, alpha T-Rex tooth, alpha mosasaur tooth, and alpha Tuso eye, as well as the alpha megalodon fin. Okay, so we are gonna have to go back into the ocean. Not really a problem though. However, before we get to farming those tributes, there is something that I want to do, and it's actually just over here in the redwoods. Oh yeah, this is it right here. Oh, it looks sick. Yeah, so Moro Rex Gen 2 level 145. Basically, this is just the Indominus Rex. And I want to tame one of these, and I want to lead the charge down through the tech cave on one of these things just because they're so cool. Or at least just, oh, have it in the army. They can also fear roar, if you didn't know. So that does make things difficult. And the sharp-eyed among you might have noticed the ridiculous amount of torpor this thing actually has at just under 400,000. That's quite the number to spit through. However, the mod with the Moro Rex, or I'm just going to call it the Indominus Rex from now on, it's actually a really flushed out mod, and I did a whole video on it on my second channel, which you can find down in the description. I replaced every dinosaur on the map with the Indominus Rexes. Anyways, all this to say, there's multiple ways to actually tame this thing. You can, one, knock it out with 400,000 torpor, or you can go through like a bunch of machinery, I think. Yeah, all of these wait, no, not this. Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of stuff like this. You have to go through and use a bunch of machines. You gotta actually kill some more Rexes, grab their teeth, and then engineer and fuse them with a Rex egg, and then finally you can make your own Indominus Rex egg. But that's too much work. I'm not doing all that. Luckily for me, I've got a really good rapper back at base known as Littlefoot V2. So all I had to worry about was how I would actually trap this thing. Now, it did look like it was somewhat stuck right now, so I flew back home to grab my Venenosaur and a long neck. Who is in my base? Do not remember inviting you. Alright, this could be a very bad idea. No, it has to be stuck. Really don't know how. Okay, but if I throw out Littlefoot, is it going to fear roar it? Yeah, it is. Like, could I even shoot it with the Bionarch from back here if I wanted to? No, I totally can. However, another problem arose, and that was the crazy torpor drain that basically emptied all of my progress in a few seconds. Okay, would this even be possible to knock out? I would need so much Bionarch and for it to not fear roar me. But I don't want to scrap the idea just yet. I hover next to a tree with my bird to see if I could actually use a tree platform to stand just far enough away from the Indom to where I could spit at it but not be affected by the fear roar. If I get its attention, will it fear roar and affect my guy right here? It doesn't look like it. So maybe if I can make a tree platform right here, we could shoot down on it. I'm just gonna need like well over 100 Bionarchs, and then however much narcotics it needs to stay asleep. Anyways, a purple drop with a ring came down nearby, and it had an insane ascendant hatchet inside. And of course, I grabbed it before flying home to try and pull the resources for the tree platform. I was, however, missing paste and wood to actually craft it though, so it was time to rob the beavers once again for their overdue tax. Just need a little bit more paste and then more wood. Hello, taxpayer, where is your home? Do you have one? Doesn't really look like it. Might have looted them already. Surely there's some beaver dams in here. No? Holy voice crack. Where are they all? Oh, there's one. I think I'm still short a little bit of... Oh, here we go. Perfect. The bonus wood inside the dams was also really nice since it's exactly what I needed for the platform. Really? I don't have the metal for it? No. Am I actually out? Wow. I am actually out of metal. Okay, well, I think you all know what that means. Okay, That should be enough metal for what I need. I flew back home to split the metal into my forges and to get them cooking again, and after a while, I soon had enough to actually craft the tree platform. Okay, there we go. Tree platform is made. Now let's go try and place it safely. So where is the Indominus Rex? Okay, it's right there. So if I place it, really? He's fear-roaring me from back there? With Littlefoot now on the scene, I just had to go back home and get some Bionark to test if this is even gonna work. No, this could totally work. Yeah, it's not fear roaring me right here. This can totally work. Alright, time to farm up a ton of Bionark, and then this could totally work. Flying back to the platform on day 82, I loaded up Littlefoot with the narco berries and queued up a ton of Bionark before going back to get even more. Alright, we are mass crafting narcotics as well to keep it asleep once it's out. This is a full-scale operation. I'm basically Pablo Escobar at this point. Let's go check how are we doing Bionark crafting wise. Because once I start shooting it, I can't stop until it's asleep. Because it just drains torpor that quickly. Oh, it's been like out of render. Oh wait, now the mortar and pestles are probably out of render, so they're not crafting either. Okay, I just need to move everything over. That being said, I grabbed all the spoiled meat, narco berries, and my mortar and pestles to move them over to the operation platform. So of course, both Littlefoot and the mortar and pestles can actually cook up the narcotics and Bionark at the same time. Okay, so bad news. The Indominus Rex got out, and now it's going on a rampage. I mean, I guess I just have to try and trap it, but like, dude, is that gonna be possible? I could still try and... Okay, let's destroy this tree. I can just try and trap it down here. I really hope I can actually get this Indominus Rex. If all this work is for nothing and I somehow end up not getting it, I'm gonna be distraught. Because, I mean, we're on day 83, so we've got some time until day 100, but, you know, not a lot. I still have to get alpha tributes after this. Anyhow, I grabbed a few stone structures from my base, as well as my behemoth gate that was protecting my base this whole time. You know what? I think it might be able to break stone. I'm not certain. That could be very bad if it can break stone. Okay, well that's the trap. Probably make getting this in the trap somewhat easier, but it's definitely not going to be easy. Hold on, I got an idea. This could be dumb, but it also could very well work. I think I might have trapped it. I picked up the few structures from the first trap and placed them on the side just to make sure it really couldn't get out of there. Dude, I think I got it. Why is it not doing anything? Okay, there's like zero way it should be able to get out. So I might have to place like a tree platform over here. I just need to find, like, it's stuck, but it's a pretty bad place for it to be stuck. The wild creatures in the area were really persistent on messing with the Indominus as well, so I had to go back home and bring out one of my Rexes to deal with them. And soon a bigger issue arose, and that was the fact that it could in fact damage stone. Dude, nah, now he's just gnawing on the trap. This very well might be mission impossible. I just need to get it trapped in an even smaller area, and then I could probably convert some of the stuff to metal. Hold on, got an idea. Okay, we are getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Okay, hold up. Let me make a pickup gun. Alright, this could be risky. I'm gonna try and take down the gate. Okay, I have him right here. I could totally just sit back here and shoot him. Okay, now I need to convert it to metal. We are getting somewhere though, chat. Okay. I think I've got the metal ones placed where he can't damage, or even if he breaks all the stone ones, he can't get out. Now, I think I might be able to sit back here and shoot him. That being said, it was time to grab my narcotics, clear out the unnecessary spectators that would only cause trouble in the audience, and bring out Littlefoot V2 on stage so he could drop his best track yet. Okay, let's give this a try. Dude, less than 100k torpor to go, man. I'm like antsy. This is like the majority of the battle, but then it's actually keeping it asleep. Alright, getting prime, keeping it asleep. So the torpor drain's gnarly, we've seen that. So basically my plan is just to shove like 50 to 100 narcotics down its throat at a time, because it won't gain much torpor, but it will just keep it from draining. So really we're just going to be working off the time where it's actively gaining 1 torpor a second, if that makes sense. This thing will be mine though. I've literally been sitting here for the past 20 minutes, dead silent, staring at this thing just while shooting it. I'm that like nervous and concentrated on it. We're almost there, man. Going to sleep, dude. As soon as it knocked out, I fed it a few narcotics, but the timer on the awesome spyglass said it would wake up in 20 minutes. So it does actually look like I've got a bunch of time to work with regardless. So I hopped back on my Rex and quickly got some prime meat and then fed the Indom. Alright, now we just babysit it. I pretty much just sat on my Rex, making sure none of the members of the audience got too close to touch the Indom, while also feeding it narcotics here and there to keep its torpor up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What stats are we looking at? 20,000 HP, 346 melee, but with 100 armor, 101. Apprentice, thick, more Rex, natural armor. Wow. So you might be thinking like, wow, dude, these stats don't look nearly as good as your Rex's. But trust me, dude, this thing is strong. And look how many abilities it has. Seriously, I love the Moro Rex. It's got a stomp ability. It's very fast. What type of bite damage are we doing? Okay, so Rex is definitely stronger now, but also, oh yeah. Okay, you don't really upgrade health in them. You just kind of do straight melee. But this thing also does roar, and it'll fear roar enemies, encourage roar my friends, or my tames, I guess. I guess my tames are my friends. An alpha Monolophosaurus, don't mind if I do. I'll gladly take some alpha XP. And I just take no damage because I have 100 armor on this thing. Killing that gave me a bunch of levels that I put into melee, and all of a sudden the damage was not looking too shabby. Dude, am I biting for 1500? Okay, it's because they're fear roared. That's why I'm biting for so much. Dude, but now I'm biting for 1000 damage. Like, I'm telling you guys, this thing is absurd. I'm definitely giving this thing a cool name. Green machine. Oh yeah, this thing's a machine, alright. Anywho, I returned to my Rex and I cryoed that so I could go back home and sort out my stuff after this long side quest. On day 87, it was time to start hunting for the underwater alpha tributes that I will need to open the tech cave. So I grabbed my mosasaur, some scuba, and headed out towards the ocean. Flying by the redwoods, I couldn't help but notice the absolute PowerPoint slideshow that my game turned into as I flew by a bunch of water dinos falling from the sky just again like last time. Besides that, I also spotted an Alpha Rex and a Monolophosaurus just on the other side of the beach. So I quickly threw out my Indominus to get some levels and get that tooth from the Rex as well. I then made it out to the ocean where I need to get the last few tributes I actually need for the Alpha Tech Cave. So I dove down into the depths in search of Moses and Tusos so I can kill them in the hopes an Alpha one would spawn somewhere else. And I also ended up coming across an Alpha Elite Sickness just before the end of the day, so I secured the blubber as well. It's a normal Tuso, I should kill that though. Oh, Alpha Moses. That's the tooth secured. Now I just need the Tuso eye and the Megalodon fin, which I soon ended up coming across. And on day 89, I finally came across the alpha squid, but his health looked a bit more intimidating than I would have liked. Oh, holy luck. 100,000 health? Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. Alright, why is it Loki bodying me? Probably because it's an alpha. Okay, thank you for not killing me. I was lucky to get it stuck inside my Moses giant hitbox, so once it was on low health and it started inking everywhere, it couldn't get away from me. Dang, dude, all the tributes I need. Okay. Back to base we go. Time to start the big preparation. When I returned, I noticed an angry fan munching on my spike walls, so I threw out Green Machine to welcome him to my property. Okay, so I did just watch some videos, and apparently there's one spot in the cave. I've seen a video from a few months ago where there's one spot in the cave where you should be able to throw out creatures in the tech cave. Now, the video I saw was like, I don't know, over half a year old. So I'm not sure how much I trust it, so I'll probably go in with an army still big enough, I think, that can successfully take down the Overseer, but also I will bring in cryos too, just in case I can throw them out. The more dinos, the merrier. So unfortunately, I am doing this with primitive flak. I should definitely get some ghillie. I need to go destroy these metal structures over here so I can get some metal back to actually repair my armor. I'm low-key kind of poor. As for the ghillie, I needed organic polymer to actually craft it, so I headed out to look for a big bug which could provide me with said polymer. Hey, I'm looking for you. Okay, we've got some ghillie. Hopefully this will make the tech cave a little more, you know, survivable. I should bring this long neck too to like get anything's attention, to draw it closer to me. More canteens. I placed a new mortar and pestle by the smithy to cook up some gunpowder for sniper bullets since I didn't have any of those. And with the ton of narcotics I had left over, I could cook up a bunch of medical brews that are always handy in tense situations. Alright, I want to cook up even more sets of flak, dude. I'm just really trying to play it safe here because it's primitive and I know it'll get beamed. So let's do a quick metal run. It also wouldn't hurt for Squished Hank to do a little bit of overtime since I haven't actually gone on many metal runs in this video, which is definitely out of character for me, as you guys know. Once back at the crib, I loaded up the forges and did a little bit of deforesting with a theory to fuel them up as well. On day 93, I farmed up a few stone foundations as I wanted to go up to the volcano and make the area safe from Giga and Karkar spawns. Getting my army eaten just before the fight did not sound optimal whatsoever. Alright, spawns should be blocked. Alright, let's start deploying some of the dinos. So I'm definitely going to have the Rexes out, and then as long as I can throw out the Theries, they'll come out as well. I just need to make sure to bring the veggie cakes. And then I'm definitely leading the Indom down. See, I can throw stuff out here, so I almost wonder if I can throw stuff out anywhere. Alright, so as always, when I do the tech cave, I'm going to try and use the strategy of, well, obviously you've only got 5 minutes until the door actually, or the tech cave door closes, and it is pretty hard to get a lot of tames in there in a short amount of time. So what I've found to be the best strategy that I like to use is having each one of your dinos follow the one just directly in front of it. So it's like a kind of like a Congo line if you think of it. And of course, I will have my Indominus Rex leading the charge. Okay, so now that we got those lined up, that's good. It is only day 94. However, getting through the tech cave and actually defeating the Overseer does take a long time. So I'm gonna go back to base, get the rest of the stuff, get the Theries, keep them in the dino balls, as well as the veggie cakes and really whatever else I need, and we're gonna start this thing. It was very unfortunate that I have to take off my ore farming trophies from the base, but they are used in the tech cave terminal as tributes for the Overseer. We might as well take the Uti. I don't know. If we can throw it out in there, I'll probably ride that instead of the Indom once we do get into the arena. I grabbed a couple of stews that I had in my fridge as well, since the bonus effects they would give would actually come in handy. Okay, I'm really happy with what we accomplished in this 100 days, taming all new dinosaurs, except the dolphin, which we don't talk about. Anyways, this is the base, and honestly, I think it's a cool base. I don't think I've ever really built anything quite like this, but I really like it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Anyways, Larry, you definitely have to come with me. Let's go take on the Alpha Overseer. I put the cakes into the Rex's inventory for the time being, as they were too heavy for me to carry around. But with that, I was pretty much ready to go on and take on this Overseer. Green machine, we are ready to lead the charge. All right, man, I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really nervous. I don't know why I said kinda. That being said, I loaded up the terminal with all the tributes and then opened the door to the tech cave. Okay, you follow me. The Indom can't fit unless, oh, I can throw it out in. I can throw it out in there. Okay, how far down can we go? Oh no. Wait, can we throw things out in here? Oh, we can. Oh, we can. Yeah, my conga line kind of failed immediately. And some of my Rexes were also taking a nice hot bath in the lava, so that's just great. No! They fell into the mesh. Anyways, I cryoed them all. Well, the ones that survived at least. Dude, he's in the mesh. Oh, you're cooked. I'm sorry, boys. Gotta leave y'all here. Okay, well, pretty terrible start. Being able to throw things out inside the cave was my saving grace. So I decided to grab all the cakes and then throw them on Green Machine and cryo all the Rexes so I could make my way through the cave with just the Indominus. Okay, we are very heavy, but I've got literally my whole army on me, except the 2 Rexes that we lost. You know, it might be a good idea to have 2 Rexes like follow behind me just in case I need them to whistle them into battle. Dude, they just do no damage to me. And the Uti's not even trying to fear roar me, so I think we're good. I was really slow on the Indominus due to the cake, so I put them back in the Rex's inventories before continuing the descent into the volcano. Okay, hold up. I got an idea. I'm wondering if I camouflage. Okay, it says I'm camouflaged. No, it can still see me. Now, it does say I do have a time limit up above, but I don't really know if I believe that. Because, I mean, I've done the Overseer Cave or Tech Cave before, and my time just, like, it ran out, but it never killed me. So I think I'm good. Not that I was really planning on staying down here for a whole hour anyway, since I was pretty quick at dispatching the creatures in here. Okay, that's it. The claw swipe does crazy knockback. Good to know. This bleed damage is not doing me any favors. Can I just headbutt this Rex off? Or just use the claw swipe? Oh yeah, the headbutt does knockback. The Indom's taking more damage than I would like, I'm not gonna lie. But I think we should be alright. Just gonna try and headbutt it into the lava. Oh, it didn't work. Into the lava you go, dude. I don't think they're getting out of that. Oh, is that a car down there? Yeah, that is. Really just trying to knock things off into the lava, man. Less damage I can take, the better. There we go. It's like playing basketball. The theories didn't take any knockbacks, so I had to face those head on, but everything else got flung right off the edges. Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot this car. Lead it into lava, because I do not want to deal with it. Yes. Okay, go into the lava, man. With the coast clear, I could whistle my Rexes to follow me again as I made my way down the ramp, clearing out the last few ops guarding the path. Okay, I think I've successfully cleared the path. If anything dangerous, you two follow me. Really hoping I can still throw out dino balls down here. There we go. Okay, now it's cold. Throw on that fur though and we're good. Can I throw out dino balls? Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, we've got a huge terminal here. Let's deploy as much of the army as we can. And also, I should say, if you didn't know, you can bring 50 creatures into this fight instead of the normal 20 for a boss fight. Okay, I've deployed all the Rexes. Now we'll just squeeze in Theries where we can. And we're starting to run out of real estate here. Oh, that's my Ornithokairos. Dude, I can ride it in here? No way. I actually managed to fit all the Theries on the platform as well, so I distributed the cakes among them. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of expecting to destroy the Overseer. If I lose, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be flabbergasted. All right, I hope we can fit everyone. Let's do this. How big's the ring? Hold on, let me just look in, oh, you can't go into photo mode in here, what? Oh, it's huge. We'll easily fit everyone. Oh, we're here. Larry has made it into the Overseer Arena, and I think we got everyone. So this is going to be, I'm not gonna lie, pretty difficult to navigate everyone. I wanted to hop on the Yeti and lead the charge with that, but all the Rexes were furry in this mod, so I couldn't tell them apart. I have no clue. I'm just gonna get on the Endom. Everyone, that way. Oh, my Yeti's right here. Oh, because it's on ignore group whistles. Getting through the tunnel was slightly inconvenient with my giant army with a bunch of Rexes and Theries getting stuck on corners. Oh, some of them are figuring it out. AI is definitely better than it was on A.C. And I think these Paleo ones have better AI. Okay, so we gotta be careful with this tech door, because if you walk in too far before all your tames get in, it's just gonna shut the door on your tames. It's a very thin door. So what I did instead is I whistled them all to go in before me to make sure that wouldn't happen. Oh, we got them all. Okay, wow. I'm actually impressed by that. Where's Green Machine? Green Machine? He's not here. How did you guys get stuck? Alright, come on. Rest of the gang is waiting for y'all. This looks so sick. This might be one of like the best endgame boss fights of all time. And it was actually time to start said best endgame boss. So I courage roared up my army, set everyone to neutral, and whistled them to follow me into the fight. I want to get them up close, so as soon as it spawns in, I'm just gonna whistle attack. Attack target, sick them. Oh dude, they're trying to tear it up. Dude, as soon as this thing takes its bubble down, it's cooked. Oh wow. Holy droids. Oh, see, it's getting melted though. Oh! Okay, I gotta survive myself. Okay, dude, we already hit it into the next form. This is insane. Yep, take out the droids, boys. Take out the droids. And as soon as the Overseer turned into the Broodmother form, my whole army rushed into it to surround it and just completely dismantle its health pool. Oh yeah, sick 'em. Dude, it's getting obliterated. Dude, these droids shooting me are so annoying. Oh, dude, they're chasing it. Look at the whole gang going after it. Okay, why is it like running so much? We can't catch it. Oh, it's back in its bubble. Is it turning into something? No, it's just summoning more droids. The next boss it turned into was the Megapithecus, which probably survived even less time than the Broodmother, since my army completely surrounded it pretty much instantly. Oh, wow, it just got decimated, man. How's Green Machine doing? Oh, Green Machine's not far from death. It's okay, he's being a trooper. How are my dinos doing? Oh, they're doing solid. It's just Green Machines. He's just like taking the brood of it right now. Oh, it's already transformed into something else. What is it? It's the dragon. Get it, Theries. Get it, Theries. Yeah, dude, most of the Theries got to it first. That's good. That's good. Oh, the Indom couraged me. Okay, the Indom's probably dead here. Really? No? I don't see Green Machine. Where's he at? Dude, we're about to kill it, I swear. I swear we're about to kill it. Oh, it's got one more transformation in it. He's so close to dying. Oh, it's the Megapithecus again. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, it's on no health. Yes! We got it. We got it. We got it. Oh, we did it. Oh, Green Machine even survived with 600 health. That's what I'm talking about. Larry, oh no, Larry, we did it. I can't even see you. You're in the mesh, Larry. We did it. Back at base. I think I think all my creatures are up by the volcano. Oh yeah, there they are. Where's Larry? I had to use the cryo gun to find Larry among the mess of all my dinos, but of course I had to get to him for the outro. Larry, you ascended. Larry, what do you think about ascending? Yeah! Okay, thank you, Larry. Also, I'm just now realizing I don't know if there's a modded Kipper or not. Sorry, Kipper, I'll tame you in the next 100 days. Hopefully you're on the new Genesis 1 map coming out soon. Okay, so that was my 100 days with a ton of new dino mods. Once again, they will all be named and listed down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and a special thank you to the people over at the Paleo team for just honestly making such great creatures. I mean, all the creatures I played with in this video were great, but the Paleo ones were just super special. And they were also super friendly and helping me get the model for the thumbnail that you guys saw clicking onto this video. So once again, thank you so much, and thank you for watching this far in the video. See you in the next one. Say something, Larry.
I like turtles.